Man, I did too.
I did it again. That's all good. Don't worry about it.
No, we're gonna do it anyway.
All right. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name is St. Curran with Brian the Grizzly. Brian Man should be joining us in a little bit. But
that's what happens when you have two people that like to run stuff at the same time.
Yeah, and then we let it run to the end.
Went to the last second, like, and go.
Well, we're doing like as soon as we go live, we're like, oh, Facebook, gotta do this, gotta do that. Actually, I want to do not today, obviously, but maybe sometime next week. Since we have an Instagram page, just look up Spoiler Kings Review on Instagram, and it's fairly new. So you started putting up some stuff, some highlights, some reels and stuff like that. But what I want to do is I think we can go live on Instagram. So I'll figure out the details. It might be a weird looking thing, but I think it'll be a cool way to maybe try to get some other people from Instagram on there. But
I'm all for it. That sounds fun. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. But what is up? I saw Preston's in here hanging out. Preston's in here before I am, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here. We have the whole conversation, me and Preston.
I'm running around upstairs trying to get everything done. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta feed the cat. Oh shit, I gotta do this. Oh shit. Okay, wait, where's my hat?
Me and Preston sitting having conversations. We talked about X-Men Origins and all type of stuff. We just have, talk about the heat. So it was like 110 degrees today in Chicago.
It was yesterday. I don't know if today or yesterday was bad or worse. Because yesterday was pretty sucky for us. like I'm not made out for this weather, man. Like I am not.
You guys remember when I was in Florida and I was talking about how hot it was?
It was just like today. Man.
It's like I brought it back with me. It followed me all the way back here. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Oh, I go in a couple weeks. I think I got 2 weeks before I go down to Florida for vacation.
Yep. Yeah, it's almost time.
Was it next week? Yeah.
You have what? Like, did you leave Monday?
No, I leave Tuesday. Saturday. I believe I leave the 9th.
Oh, you leave the 9th. Okay, because I thought you were leaving early. Okay.
Saturday. I leave on the 9th and I come back on the 6th.
I can't believe you leaving on the first Sunday of football. Unbelievable.
I already told you. I don't know if I can get the cigar because
you better get the cigar. I'm gonna send you some Dominicans. You don't have to light it. Just has a Dominican right there.
I'm gonna be in a pool, maybe in a floaty. I'm gonna set up the camera so it's over there, and I'm just gonna have a little mic with me.
Hey, at least you look better than Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
You ever seen that?
Oh.
He was on the boat with his family, and everyone's like paparazzi are catching him, and they're talking about how much of a dad bod sloppy, look he looks like it. And I'm like, dude, he's like 60 years old. Why are you tripping?
And I can guarantee he probably still looks better than me without the shirt. So the dude's freaking John Wick. You gotta be in some kind of shape for that.
No, he looks like.
I mean, he's old, but
he looks like a piece of paper, like straight, like square, like straight square.
He was always super skinny, like a real thin, lanky kind of guy.
Yeah, but you remember the Replacements, the guy who's wiry, the kicker, how he looked. Yeah, that's kind of how Keanu Reeves look now. Yeah. But it's okay, man. I mean, you've earned that. You've earned that look.
Yeah, right. I don't want it. Take it back. I don't. But what we got? Let's see, trying to skip some of the conversation. Well, I know Preston, you were watching some of the X-Men stuff. Yeah. I think Origin was that bad. My least favorite. Yeah, Origins was. I'm really surprised. If you know what, if it wasn't for Ryan Reynolds leaking the Deadpool thing he did, that the Deadpool 1 kind of thing, I don't think Fox was ever going to bother with that. They're like, we tried Deadpool, people didn't like it. I was like, did you know? Because that wasn't Deadpool. I mean, that was something, but you called it Deadpool, but that wasn't Deadpool.
That's what they did with everything. All the stories. I mean, even everything with Wolverine was like, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about, brother? Yeah. What? Like, there's so many things that they're doing. You know, you bring that up. That's funny because I actually was reading something. It's like, you know, I have like, if you don't know, I have like comic books all over my desk. It's like a mess of comic books. But I read something by Vita Ayala, and it said, for many, stories serve two critical functions. One, they reflect the world around us, showing us who we are, what we care about, and how we need to go to be better. And two, they allow us to escape our reality for fantastical elsewheres that embody hope, empowerment, revenge, and all manners and other emotions and experiences we may be longing for and lacking in our own lives. That's kind of the whole point of why we talk about movies, why we talk about these comic books, why we read. It's because it's a chance to step outside of your daily life and kind of imagine and live in your imagination a little bit, you know. And you know, as we said, like a lot of these things reflect what real life happens. That's why X-Men happened, during civil rights. That's why Black Panther was so important because Kirby, said, okay, during the civil rights movement, we need a character that reflects this stuff. Like all these things happen, and it reflects what was happening during that time period. And I think that's probably my favorite part about all the comic books and all the stuff that I read is, it reflects the timing and gives you a chance to even change things that are happening for the better. So I just want to kind of put that out there.
Yeah. I mean, it's really, it's interesting because like the first part says it reflects real life, but then the second part is like,
but
part of it is like, but it also takes you out of real life. So it kind of like, here's real life, but here's what real life could be,
exactly.
Or here's kind of like, an exaggerated version of real life, and hopefully it's a good one, obviously, you guys and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean that's like representation. That's why like when I made that video, when we made that video about supporting Blue Beetle and the importance of supporting Blue Beetle, the same way it's like supporting like Black Panther is a big deal. It's like you get to see yourself on screen, but then you get to see an exaggerated, over just over the top kind of version of what you could be, and you're like, oh look, here's this for like say Blue Beetle, here's this young kid, has all the things that I have as a Hispanic Latino household, but then
his family is like my family.
Exactly.
And then I can see myself being that superhero, doing super heroic things, and being a hero doesn't mean you have to have superpowers, which I always come back to that. But being able to have that is so big, and actually encourages you to do great things and not to be afraid to step outside of yourself and outside your comfort zone, because that's what all these heroes do: step outside their comfort zone.
Yeah, so, even like something like Black Panther, where it's like, it's what if Africa was without like in the invasion? What if there's this little spot that was never invaded, and somehow it got like all the greatness of the alien tech, a meteorite, I guess. I don't know. Like, vibranium is technically like a meteorite metal. But then you can still insert yourself with something like that with T'Challa and Shuri. They're like joking and hanging out in the movie. It's like, hey, you might have a sibling like that. You may have a mother like that. Very like be proper. Like that. That's always the thing. Like, hey, don't be goofy. Don't be silly. Though, like be. So yeah, I mean, there's stuff you can always like connect with, and then like be wishful for, and I think what like comics, do best.
I agree. I mean, having a great country to be able to reflect. I mean, that's what whole Wakanda was about. It was about having a country to kind of show what could happen, and that a country could be great like that. So I always thought that was awesome, and that having that representation during the right time. And that's why I like the news stuff. I like seeing where we're going. That's why I like independents sometimes, because independents are more willing to take those leaps. But, that's how it goes.
Yeah. So I do see that, Kevin. But
we're going to talk about that later. Yeah.
Yeah. But we got
What's up, Tony?
It's Spoiler Kings, mama. I like that. But yeah, man, yeah, that's why comic books, and I think that's kind of the MCU needs to figure that part out. Like it's easier to do it on paper, I think, because you can be exaggerated, you can have a little goofy dialogue and stuff like that, like, and you can obviously go crazy with like the action and all that stuff, where like it's hard to maybe take a giant like explosion and put it on the screen without it looking too like cheap or without spending a lot of money. And then a lot of dialogue and stuff like that. But the MCU needs to figure that out. I think they started off doing it well, with us connecting to characters, and it kind of fell off a little bit because then I don't know what it was. I know we said it could have been a bunch of different things. This oversaturation could be one. They tried doing it with Kamala. And I thought they did it pretty well, but it should have been done in a movie. I think that might have hit a little bit better, maybe.
The MCU just has so many different issues. It's so hard. Because, I feel like they understand that you need a representation. So, and when you look at the first 15 years, you realize that it's a lot of male dominated in the stories, right? So they realized that they need to change it, right? But then they changed different things all at the same time instead of letting it naturally find its natural groove of changing things the right way. And it got a lot of hate that it wasn't warranted, but it still came. Then I think it's important that they figure this stuff out before X-Men comes in, because X-Men is all these movements, the women's movement, the civil rights movement, all those movements are all within X-Men. That's what it's all about, having that representation. And you better figure this stuff out before you open up that can.
Yeah, it's. I think they have a chance to figure it out. Hopefully, they did it with Loki. I think they did it pretty well with Loki. They even did it with WandaVision, just like, because like WandaVision was grief and losing and how to handle grief, but then it's also how do you handle grief when you're possibly the strongest person
in the world?
It's like where you can literally change reality. Then what do you do? It's like, but even like Loki, it's like you're taken out of your world and you're kind of given a new vision of life. So it's kind of like you're able to connect with these. They take simple human scenarios or feelings or situations or whatever, and then they're able to exaggerate it. Just like what you said, it's a reflection, and then it's like exaggeration.
I 100% agree, but I think they did it even with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That was all it was about, and people pushed back and hated it so much. I'm like, for me, it's great. But if someone doesn't try to understand it, then I can understand why you say no. This is not good. But I thought it was great. But what do you think about Feige using Secret Wars to reset the MCU?
That's the big rumor. That's the big rumor is that this is the Secret War is gonna bring everyone together. All the different universes together, and then it's going to restart with another main timeline, and it's going to keep the best of the best. So we possibly could get a new Iron Man, new Captain America. The Fantastic Four are going to be in there. X-Men, it's a good way to obviously introduce X-Men, and then everything else. So
you cast T'Challa. You could do all those things in Battle World. I think Battle World is one of those things. I knew that line can change everything, and I think it might be smart for them to do this. Give them a chance to reset everything.
Yeah, I think so too. It's gonna be pretty good. But let's bring in Brandon and talk about the other topic.
All right.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, what's up?
I'm not
see the top half of your head.
Yeah, top half angle it up a little bit.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
There he is.
There. That's your.
Did I hear us talking about Battle World?
We're talking about a lot of stuff, but representation, and then we're talking about Battle World possibly resetting Secret Wars, resetting the MCU all together. And then you bring in X-Men. I think I talked about this before. Bring in X-Men after you do this. This is exactly what I was saying before. I think that's a great idea overall.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how they bring in X-Men at this point, this late in the game.
I'm a bear.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, that's the rumor. That's the rumor that they're going with that.
Mhm.
Battle World, Secret Wars is gonna. Yeah, I think it is. Because then, I mean, but then does that give an excuse why some of the shows and movies are a little lackluster? Like, are they just like, let's not put that much effort into it right now into this character because it might switch.
I always was lean on that they were really hoping that T'Challa was going to lead them into the next phase, and not having them just hurt so much. And now they lack the leadership that they needed.
But
they pitched that all away.
But I can see it. That would be pretty cool if they now Sam is the new Captain America, but now they bring in another Captain America from another universe, and it's now these guys kind of not obviously fight because they're both, even if it's Captain America from another universe, it's still Captain America. He's the good boy. So but it's them kind of battling that who's going to be Captain America.
I think it is going to be a battle. I think it will be a battle, and I think it will be a fight because you can have new characters take over some, and old characters stay in some, and we can have Thor stay because we can have the other Hemsworth.
No, he's busy.
Oh, but I'm just saying that you can reinvent a lot of things. It'll be interesting. I hope we get something like that because all the storylines that we missed, we can always come back to, and we can get another Secret Invasion. We can get all these other things that happen. We can revisit Civil War with the Fantastic Four. Stuff like that. That would be very cool.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be super cool. Here, we'll get to Kevin, and then we'll answer Preston's Keep Watch Burn. Kevin came in first. Big news just came out a couple hours ago that Warner Brothers Discovery is delaying Dune Part 2 to March 14th of 2024 as the studios continue to refuse to pay actors and writers fairly. That's it. And he goes, Kevin Davis said that Dune Part 2 is not going to help it changes of making money next year. Yeah.
I had a feeling that was going to happen. All signs were kind of pointing to it.
I thought they were going to wait a little bit longer because isn't tomorrow when the Writers Guild and whoever is supposed to in the production, the studios are supposed to meet tomorrow.
Yep.
So I thought they were going to wait a little bit longer.
But I knew this news was going to come out because they already made the decision. Now the news is we're just hitting it because I think they want a full-on marketing blitz of this movie.
Yeah,
and you don't want to waste any time because you want to be able to hit it running. And this movie, they want to make billions of $1.5-2 billion. You can't do that if you're going to start marketing it in late September or maybe October for November. Yeah, it's not enough.
And this one, you for sure want to market. You got huge actors. Timothée Chalamet, he's the it guy right now in Hollywood. You got Oscar Isaac, who's the guy Thanos from Cable.
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin. And then obviously Zendaya. She's probably the biggest
Butler.
Austin Butler. One of the Scars guards. I forgot which one. Batista's still in it.
Batista's still there. Yeah.
There's still a lot of famous people, and none of them can go on there, go on their Twitter, can go on their social media, can say anything about it. So obviously, you're gonna wait. But I thought they were gonna wait maybe at least until next week. See what would happen. Coming out of the Thursday.
We didn't say Florence Pugh. Like there's so many stars, and they want to take advantage of that whole marketing going around. Everyone seeing the grand premiere and all these things. They need that. You want it to be huge, and if you push it back and it's the number one movie, like the first movie of the year coming out of the winter, everyone's coming unthawing, and boom, you get hit with Dune 2, and it's great. I understand.
Yeah. I think people were already kind of hyped for it. I know I was.
Yeah.
But now with him move, I'm kind of disappointed, but also I don't mind the time march, like you said.
No, I'm very disappointed.
Yeah, I was so psyched to see it.
I saw it. I messaged you guys immediately, right?
Did you? I don't know.
Yeah, I sent the message to both of you guys. Like, look, you see this? This is stupid. I was so mad.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah,
it really does. But like I said, all signs were kind of pointing to it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Let's see what some of the comments said about this one. Yeah, see for yourself. Said I'm disappointed as well. Yeah, yeah. He said, I mean, they could always just pay them, right?
Yeah,
that's
pay them.
Well, it's not them that they're trying to pay. It's all the other actors. They'll pay the stars. They have no problem paying the stars. Yeah. It's the waiter number 2 who's using this, as his jumping off point. That's what they don't want to pay. It's the point that you want to use the AI to use their digital likeness in all these movies and never give them any money. Those are the things that the problems.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
People want
even the writers.
People.
It came out. It came out the other day. Of all their demands, and they're not crazy demands. Like I can see like majority.
You must treat me like a person. They're like
exactly.
Whoa.
I mean, they wanted a little bit of a pay increase for depending on how long you're working on a project, But yeah, I mean, not bad. I was like, I should be able to get done pretty quick, but we'll see. We'll see if the writers. I think if the writers go through it and get theirs done, the actors are shortly behind them.
Yeah, I think this is all going to get resolved by October. Honestly.
Yeah. That's same what Kevin Davis said. Yeah, this strike is not going to last.
We here, Kevin. We here. I think it'll be a little bit of a give on each way, and then everyone's just going to say, "Okay, let's go." But it's been long enough that it's going to delay a lot of movies because then you have things in the Rolodex that haven't been able to come out. So, like, let's say you want to do Dune, but you have 4 other movies that were supposed to come out before then. You need to put those movies out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you push Dune back so those other movies can come out in order.
Yeah, I mean, now you got other issues too, where an actor might need to start filming his other movie, in February or March, because he was already supposed to be done by then. But now they're waiting, and now they have to go and finish that. So now that becomes an issue because that's a contract, because that studio is gonna be like, hey, you said you're gonna be here, in March, and where are you? It's like, well, I gotta finish this contract. They're like, no. Like we're so it's gonna be like those kind of details. I don't know how that works. But it's gonna be interesting to see what it does. But the writer stuff is pretty fair. I think I was watching John Campia was talking about it. He was breaking down what it was because it got leaked, and I'm like, okay, those aren't crazy demands. Like those are pretty simple demands.
Reasonable, right?
But yeah, I think out of like the 12 or 13, like one was a little like, okay, that's a little much. But
then they say like if I wrote something, I should get paid for it. Like. If I did 10 months of work, you should take that into account when paying me. Like it was regular stuff, like not.
Yeah, it wasn't too crazy from what
stuff.
I remember. But go check out that John Campia talks about it. It's a little segment that he did from his live show. But yep, true statement. There you go. Person said, "Happy anniversary for yourself."
Hey, happy anniversary. That's awesome.
Yeah, I know he said he was doing that this week. So congrats.
This whole week.
Yeah. The mama bear said, I don't care if I earn $350 on a movie. Best believe I'm getting my money. Yep. If I was an actor. Yeah. Especially like residuals is a big thing too. And then that's kind of the big problem with actors is how does the residuals work with streaming now? Because
that's what they're getting rid of now. Yeah.
So it's like something goes on Disney Plus. There's eventually, I think pretty soon there's going to be ads, but theoretically there's no commercial, which means you're not getting any commercial money to pay for the show and pay the residuals and stuff like that. I don't know. It's all way above my understanding with like when it comes down to the details. I get the main concept, but when it comes down to the details, I was just like I'm like, wait, but shouldn't this how it work? But I was like, Hollywood and lawyers and shit. So.
Exactly, and they're not going. Yep. People are not going to give money away for free. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
They said Aquaman, in my opinion, is already a bad situation. I think it's definitely moving.
Well, yeah, it's already been delayed like 20 times. What's one more?
I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't. Just so they can be done. Just because they're done. They're like, all right, I just want to be done with this. Let's get it out.
Yeah. No more reshoots. No more. Just be done. Move on. Let's end it. Let's end this. I think if they do that, like once Aquaman's out, then that's it. Radio silence. You don't talk about DC. James Gunn doesn't say shit about DC. Like no one. It just stay radio silence for. It's hard. Maybe not for a year.
No, until the first trailer. Until your first trailer comes out, don't say nothing.
Yeah,
and let's just wait.
See, but that's kind of hard to do because then you're going to get a lot of leaks and stuff like that too. So,
hey, for a long time, Marvel didn't get any leaks. Like we didn't get nothing. They were good for a while.
Yeah, I remember the first set of leaks was Guardians 1, and I remember seeing set photos, and I'm like, who are these blue people? It's like, like oh,
I remember that.
Things. Yeah, that was the first set of like leaks and shit like that. I was like, oh. But yeah, I said that's the real question the companies won't answer. Yeah, how much is a stream worth? Because they don't need to, because it's all private numbers.
Yep.
It's not like on TV where a cable company or something can track it.
Or if it's anyone on the outside tracking any of these numbers, it's only what I tell you it is. So I control the numbers, so why would I tell you anything else?
Yeah. And you can definitely go off of like public opinion. It's like, oh shit, people are talking about Stranger Things a lot. You're like, yeah, I did really well. Like how well? Really well. It's like so it's hard to get numbers, because if people are talking about it, then obviously they'll say like, yeah, I did well. And then if it's not, then they just don't talk about it.
I'll be interested to see what happens with Ahsoka and how it changes their numbers. Can't wait to see that.
Yeah. Mama Bear said, don't discount the catnip like power of Momoa. That's funny. On the general public, yeah. Should we watch a man folding laundry the other week and enjoyed it? That was like 2 weeks in a row, man.
Oh man. So look,
at least now we know why Mama Bear's here.
So that's extra starch in that one. That was good. That's
funny. But Momoa is definitely it's gonna be interesting what this movie does, man.
I think it still makes a lot of money. Just because
Amber Heard is still in it from what I understand, and people are upset about that. The whole DCU thing, like you said, do people care anymore?
The numbers the numbers have spoken for themselves, and it sucks because a good amount of the stuff that DC's put out this year has been decent, but everyone's just checked out. It's getting rebooted anyway, so it's kind of like, why bother? Hang on, guys, I got to take this call.
Yep. While he does that, I'm going to open this box. I was waiting for the stream to open this box.
Oh, jeez. Go for it.
Say what it is. I'm not even sure which one it is, because I ordered 3 things. So.
3 bunches of different things. And then real quick, Preston said, tonight will be my final stream because I have to start school next week, but I'll stop in and say hi. Oh, yeah, man. No, we get school. School's important. School's got to do.
Hey, I'm a chemical engineer. That was my major in college. So yeah, it's very important, guys. I'm all for school.
Like math. Yeah, so man, we get it. Stop in, say hi every once in a while. What we got? Ooh. Oh man, I saw that. Did you get that from the Disney store?
Yes, I did.
It was on discount. I saw it. I was like, I think I know what the other ones are too. Is there some more busts?
Oh, let's see what this one is.
Because I saw that one, and there was
I got the What If zombie cap.
Nice. Damn, that looks nice.
Yeah, it's the only two that's in here.
Oh, okay.
I got some other boxes over there, but yeah.
Yeah, the beast is dope. The beast is dope.
Oh, this is pretty sick. This cap is pretty sick right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, yeah, beast. Yeah, give it to me. I need that. I need that in my life.
Yeah. They had a few other like butts like that. One of like Doctor Strange.
I ordered that too.
They had a Thor one, like a full figure Thor.
I already have a Thor. I don't know if I have a Thor over there already.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have Miles Morales over there too.
Nice. Yeah. Honestly, man, Disney, go to Shop Disney and go to their clearance section. You find some good clearance shit, man.
I'm like for
really good.
I almost bought this for $80, and I was like, for 35 now.
Yeah, really good. I got like magic bands for like $10. I got like some Halloween stuff for my son for like $5, free shipping. So everyone thinks like Disney stuff is expensive, which it is. Disney ain't cheap shit. But if you can wait and find it on clearance, you can get some really good prices on clearance.
Exactly. You want to find it the right time.
Yeah.
I learned that from you.
Yeah, right. Be patient. And let's see for yourself. Said art thou you're 1000% right talking about Brandon.
Brandon's and folding his clothes.
Folding clothes. That's our thirst trap. That's how we pull you in. Like, look at this man. Tony said 2024 will be Creature Commandos and Waller, so they can take a break from.
That makes sense.
Really? Are they already 2024 is when the first stuff come out?
Or Peacemaker.
Okay, but I'm assuming all of those got delayed because no one's writing right now. So
unless it was already written,
it could be. I mean, James Gunn is probably writing it, So
here's Beast.
That's sick. That's sick. I wanted to get that one.
It's heavy too.
Because it kind of goes with my Wolverine.
It definitely does.
Well, yours has like a bottom part. Also, this is just a piggy bank. Like, it just looks fucking awesome. And I'm like, why did they put so much detail in a piggy bank? And also, I got it at the Goodwill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go, right there. Keep the box for later.
Yeah, you need to start a unboxing segment.
I have I have 3 other boxes over there because I just have too much stuff. I can't help it. I'm supposed to be moving, guys.
I know. I was like, your wife's gonna be pissed.
All this stuff is supposed to be packed up, and my wife looks at me like, "What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you?"
And you definitely need to do the things you bought for the week. Like, just record it and then like release it on like on a Friday or something. Like, hey, this is everything I got. Boom, boom,
because then she's gonna know.
Oh man,
myself.
Beast would mop the avatars and the Smurfs
easily.
All the blue people,
dude, and then he become president. He's awesome.
Yeah, definitely the avatars, all of them. He's maybe not as tall, but I'll say he's probably as strong, if not stronger, and way more smarter. So, President said, I got a Blue Beetle action figure, TNT Mayhem, the Fourth Turtles, and Superfly, and a Flash action figure. Nice, man. Yeah, you do that on your channel, man. Throw some unboxing stuff. Like, hey, this is what I got. That stuff, people love that, man. When you start showing off your toys and stuff, that's how a lot of it I start to see. I was like, oh, what? That's out there, and then I try to look for it.
Let me go find this. Yeah. That's why this is my problem right now. I'm a huge Star Trek fan, so I didn't know they had made Funko Pops for the next generation. So I found a Worf. He's over there, and then I was like, Worf is here. So do they have Picard? And then I found that there's no one could find a Picard that was in the box. I ended up finding one online, mint condition box for $30.
Nice.
You can look online. They're like $200, $300. So I have now, and over here in my new box I just got, I have a Riker and a Geordi. So now I have Worf, Riker, Geordi, Picard, and I have the Borg Picard that I just got today.
Oh, that one's cool.
So it's like, man, cool. I gotta have a whole shelf for them too. Yeah. That's why I gotta keep on building. Just keep on building more shelves.
I know. That's why the camera needs to zoom out further back so you can get more of the toys things.
Yeah, I'm trying to connect my headset too, which is giving me some grief.
No, you're okay. You're good.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, you sound good.
Oh yeah. I can hear you guys too. Just hear you louder.
Let's see. They said fall domestic box office hits. Number one, Marvel's. Aquaman and the Last Kingdom, Disney Wish, and then 4 Hunger Games.
I don't know if I'm interested in the Hunger Games. I think I'm Hunger Gamed out right now.
It's gonna do well.
Yeah, I've kind of checked out when it comes to the Hunger Games, and I know the lead actress in it, Rachel Zegler, isn't really scoring any brownie points with people. I kind of stumbled upon, and really, I didn't really start noticing it. I forgot all about the Snow White movie that comes out next year, and just kind of stumbling upon her and just kind of her. She's got quite the smug attitude when it comes to the Snow White movie, which really surprised me because I think that's it's not the best way to kind of get people on your side or see your movie, and with her being a lead in the Hunger Games movie, that may hurt it.
Is she really the lead, or is Skarsgård the lead? Really?
Aren't they? Isn't it kind of like dual leads, 2 leads?
No, I think I'm agreeing, but I'm saying like, yeah. What name do you know most?
Which Skarsgård is it?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
it doesn't matter if they're all great.
Exactly.
And yeah, to be honest, I forgot all about the this Hunger Games movie. But I've kind of checked out when it comes to Hunger Games. I was never I definitely don't mind the movies. At some point in time I will watch it. I don't think it's anything I'm gonna rush to the theater to go watch though. It's kind of like we don't really need this movie, but I guess
here it is. Let's see what
happens. Yeah. It's money. Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Eventually I'll watch it. I like the director, Francis Lawrence. He's made a lot of stuff I've liked, so I'll always watch something from him. And he's Hunger Games alum. He directed this makes 4 of the 5 movies that he's done.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because there was part 1, part 2, and then the third book was 2 movies, and then this is the 5th movie. So yeah.
Oh, so Tom Blyth is Snow. He's really the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, him. There you go.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, one of these days I'll watch it. I might wait until it's like streaming or something though. I'm not really the trailers aren't really doing anything that really are giving me like a wow factor. So, but one of these days,
you might be nothing else out, and that might be why you end up going.
Yeah, because when is it? Because when is it? Late November, mid-November,
November 17th.
Yeah, so it's November. It's that, and
it's no longer Dune.
So no longer Dune. The Marvels will. That's like the main thing that has my attention for November.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, Aquaman. Who knows? We haven't even seen anything for it. They've been keeping quiet.
Yeah, that might be for best.
What if they somehow make a great movie?
I'd love for it to be great because I enjoyed the first one, and I like that director. I love James Wan. I enjoyed the first one a lot more than I expected to, but you know, you hear the you know, of course there's, you know, the drama with Amber Heard, there's the reshoots, the constant release date shifts. It just kind of it's kind of like the Fantastic Four reboot a couple years ago, where a movie about the making of the movie might be a little more interesting.
You're
But
not wrong.
but yeah, I'd love for it to be good because I like James Wan, and you know, Jason Momoa, like everyone loves him.
It's so crazy. No, here's the last 4 hours ago. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom to reportedly keep its release date amid ongoing strikes, no matter what.
Yeah, that really catches me off guard, just considering that it's been delayed several times. You know, and
it has to be that's saying James Gunn, you know, is trying to get done with this stuff. It's written all over it right now.
yeah, it's, you know, it's just really at this point, it's just like just get them out, just get it over and done with. You know,
Yeah.
that seems to kind of be the general attitude. You know, at this point, just get it over and done with, and then you know, let's start our clean slate. Basically, seems to be the attitude.
Yeah, because I mean, at this point, Aquaman's either gonna fail or do okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything anybody could do. You know, I mean, even, you know, all the praise Blue Beetle was getting, freaking Zach Snyder even came out and said, like, hey, this is gonna be a good movie. I really support this movie. You know, that didn't help. I mean, there was nothing that no one could do to help out these DC movies. And, you know, Flash was a good movie. You know, despite all the things we all had, and I think most of the world had with Ezra Miller, and it's like it was a good fun movie. Blue Beetle was a good fun movie.
Yeah,
I don't want Aquaman to suck, but, you know,
no, I
don't.
don't.
Gonna bomb. I think it's gonna bomb just because of the situation. But it doesn't mean it's gonna be a good or a bad movie.
I called that.
You know, but that's gonna keep going forward because I think the beginning of James Gunn's DCU is gonna bomb.
I don't think it can.
It's gonna be good movies, I think, and then they're gonna bomb.
Superman can't. Superman can't.
The trailer for Superman Legacy like really needs to just blow us out of the water. But it's Superman. I think it'll do decent. I think it'll do solid numbers. You know, especially with them kind of, you know, they're gonna tout this as a James Gunn movie. He made one of the most solid trilogies in the MCU. So I think they're gonna really I think a lot of the ads are gonna have him, like, you know, they're gonna use his name to sell the movie, you know.
Yeah.
So but yeah, yeah, the trailer really needs to, like, we need to be like, whoa, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at it. What the comments are saying. Well, okay.
Yeah.
I hope not.
The Aquaman's fish is going to get fried with some hot sauce.
Hey, you know, if it's during Lent, Culver's.
There you go. And then the Mom versus I'm the Tank. I'm expecting the Gun versus Bomb. But the thing is, like, I think it's gonna bomb because of I don't want to say the word because they're gonna come out of nowhere, but it's gonna be because of the Zack Snyder cultists people. You know what I mean? Zack Snyder can come out and say, hey, this is a great movie. You know, this is a really good movie. And it doesn't matter at that point because they're like, we know what he means. They did that with Blue Beetle, you know? So, you know, so it doesn't even matter if he go and he's behind the movie and he's like, hey, this is a really cool movie. You should go watch it. His fans are like, no, we want the Snyderverse. And that's what I'm really afraid of is this fandom that wants his thing back so bad that they're not willing to get anything else. You know,
which is weird when they want.
It's a great movie, and I expect it to be a great movie.
I've been saying the same thing for DC. The most important thing is to get everyone on the same page.
Yeah,
so
and
you need to just, instead of trying to argue, trying to say I'm gonna give you this new stuff, we need to get everyone on the same page. We have great characters, we have great stories, we do a good job of casting. Let's get everyone on the same page. Let's do a quality work and let's bring everyone back. Let's do what we need to do to bring everyone back, whatever that takes, no matter what that means.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get everyone on the same accord, going the same direction.
Yeah, and I'm kind of I'm permanently perplexed by the the Snyder fans, because they wanted they like vehemently wanted the Snyderverse restored, but they couldn't even put their money where their mouths are and go out and pay for the movies.
I think it has more to do with DC. I really do. I only didn't like Batman vs Superman. That's really where I really draw a line. But
yeah,
everything else is fine.
I thought Batman vs Superman was okay. I think the one that I really disliked was the first Suicide Squad. I just couldn't stand that movie.
It's fine for what it is, and I don't see. And once again, it's just different people's opinions. So like, I just feel like at this point, all that doesn't matter anymore. You need to just say, guys, I need you to come in. I need us all to go and be on the same accord. We need to start supporting the things that we love. If you love DC Comics, if you like this Superman one right here, like if you love that, then you need to all come in and we need to be going the same direction, because we need to build this world back up, or we're going to not get these wonderful, unbelievable stories, these unbelievable characters. We're going to miss out. So that's why I honestly want everyone going the same direction. I think we've become so toxic, and really the toxicity is what's hurting everything. It's hurting everyone, and no one's going to win. So instead, how about we just all get on board, see where we're going, see where James Gunn takes us, and see, if we could have a good storyline and a good universe, just like we did with DC animation for all those years from the 90s and 2000s. That's what we really need. Yeah, just blend in the characters, understand, bring some people in, do it all. Do whatever you got to do to get everyone going the same direction.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of started because, well, one, they upset like pretty much everybody by not bringing back Cavill, but then he goes in and brings in David Cornsweet, I think his name was. Right, and I think majority were like, okay, I'll take that. That looks good. I don't believe the Gal Gadot thing. I think that somebody messed up somewhere, but I don't think she's coming back. But I think you need to introduce the Trinity. But then the problem is, if you introduce the Trinity so quick and you don't bring in a Wonder Woman movie right away and a Batman movie right away, they already have a Batman on his chapter 1 or whatever it's called.
Part 1, chapter 1.
But that's what I'm saying. You need to bring some of the Snyder people in too. Some of those characters need to be there too. And if you don't do that, you won't. If you don't do it, you won't get everyone on board. I'm saying you need to do whatever it takes to get everyone going the same direction. And if that means blending some of your characters with the other characters, we need everyone going the same place. If we could do that, DC guys has a chance. If we don't do it, you'll continue cutting off your nose to spite your face. Like you're trying to do something, and we're never going to get everyone going to the movies, even if it's a good movie.
Yeah. And that's my problem. And Mom Bear said, I'm a Snyder fan, but also a DC fan. I can't see Gunn's humor to blend with Superman. But I think he already came out and said he understands, like, Superman is not going to be a funny kind of movie. And I think he did that really well with Guardians 3. There was that many, I mean, there were some jokes, but it wasn't like, and I mean, but also Star-Lord's character that he created, it was kind of a jokey and never takes anything serious kind of person.
Some man-child.
Yeah, he's a man-child.
With Drax.
But Drax is more, at least as the character, more not on purpose. Like, he's just stupid, kind of, but not really.
Don't call him stupid. Did you not see the whole movie? They said, don't call him stupid. The first thing you do is call him stupid.
I know. Like, I don't know, more like blissfully ignorant, I think, because like he's not stupid. He's not,
innocent.
you know, but he's very innocent. You know, he obviously doesn't get metaphors and stuff like that. You know, so like you're able to take those characters and kind of do it, but they didn't do it that much. Like even for somebody like Star-Lord, like he had a lot of problems, like emotionally, you know, problems in this movie. So there wasn't a lot of joking, but there was some, obviously, you know. But also I think that's what the Guardians was. Like, you can't have a Guardians movie without some joke. So, but like you said, if he decides to go a little too crazy with some of the jokes, then I especially in the Superman movie, I don't.
You gotta tell Gunn, don't go full Gunn. Just like you had to go tell Taika, don't go full Taika. You need someone to be like, well, come on back.
Yeah, you know,
you back in.
And you know, we've said many a times, Taika just lacks that tether or kind of that that he had a little more with Ragnarok. But I think I've heard Gunn talk about his approach to this movie enough for me to trust him in what he's doing. I think he kind of grasps what the character should be about, or at least so he says he does. Like I said, we'll find out in 2025, but
yeah, I want to give anyone a chance. Yeah, I want to give anyone a chance. If you're a good movie maker, you're a good director, you're a good writer, whatever, any of those things, give them an opportunity. Let's see where it goes. If you care about it, sometimes it'll be okay.
Yeah, same. I think I'm really interested to see his you know, his approach and how he pulls this off. But Taika, what? It's a shame. It's way too bad about Love and Thunder. You know, it could have been awesome. I was actually just thinking about that yesterday. Well, I'm sure we'll get to it. You know, with him potentially taking on a 5th Thor movie.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a little bit.
Oh my god, I've been trying to avoid this like the plague.
Yeah.
Where did Kevin? Well, here, so yeah, exactly. So Kevin Davis said sleeper box office hits The Exorcist, The Creator, but also Next Go Wins, and I believe Next Go Wins is the Taika movie, right?
I believe so.
Real quick, it is. Taika's a good director. The problem is, I don't think he didn't. He's a good director when he's able to do his own thing with his own ideas and stuff like this. Thor needs to play in a sandbox with everyone else. He needs to be pulled back, you know. And no one pulled him back, you know. Whether it be Chapek screwed everything up and Feige was having issues with that, this and that. I don't know what was going on, but
you know what? I think Taika got a lot of creative freedom, and I think and you have to remember, Taika was coming off was like in the midst of a career high at that point. You know, he had Ragnarok, he had Jojo Rabbit, you know, with Love and Thunder. I think he was probably feeling himself a little too much.
Way too much.
You know, and they just kind of let him kind of go like full off the rails. Even in interviews like Chris Hemsworth, I'm sure you guys have seen, he kind of admitted the movie could have been better than it was, and he felt like they had more fun making it than audiences did watching it. But I think
because I think I remember talking about it, and we ran in the movie theater and we went and all saw it together.
Yeah,
and I kept on saying, I want to see the story of Thor Odinson. I want to see Odin's son. I want to see him become this all-powerful being. And have to fight something else that's on his level. And they had those thoughts, and they were like, let's just throw that all away.
let's
just make it a full, you know, funny
goof,
you know,
goofy.
Yeah.
Like, no, this dude is supposed to become the All Father. Like, he's supposed to be it. Like, Thor is on that level of like, hey, oh my god,
yeah.
But he should be on that level of where Superman is. Like, it should be that type of level. That's how powerful of character he really is.
Yeah.
And we've never seen that. We've never got that. And
Yeah.
I think that we need some of that. And I thought if you take that serious type of this tone with Taika, that's a good mesh. But if you go all goofball, sometimes that messes up stuff.
Yeah, it just went too goofy, and with the screaming goats, and all like just Thor just basically being a big buffoon. It's a shame because the storyline that they went with, it could have been awesome. Like it could, hell, you had Christian Bale. You had the great Christian Bale too.
Dude,
like there was so much
the God Butcher and then Butcher not one God.
Except
one.
the one that he killed in self-defense.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like how awesome would it have been if he showed up at that meeting of the gods with Zeus and everyone and just took them out? That would have been cool.
Mm-hmm. And for me, that meeting could have been right when Korg died. Whatever. Mm-hmm. That could have been the tone change. It was like, oh shit, and then things could have got serious. The cancer's getting worse with Jane. Everything's getting fucked up. Like one of your best friends just died. That could have been the moment that all right, now we're going serious. Now we're like, oh shit, it's real. And then bringing Korg come in and he's just going crazy and just like wiping everyone's heads off with the crazy blade. So.
Yeah, I honestly thought he was gonna come in and kill one of those eternal things, those big bots. What are those things called? What became
like
what's
celestial kind of thing?
The celestial, yeah.
Out the window.
He came in and just sliced one of them and came in and just killed all these people and made this huge fest right then. That would have changed the whole movie and everything would have been so cool.
Yeah.
Like this Thor Love and Thunder had potential, but like Brandon, you said, they decided to go full Taika. But
yeah,
go ahead.
There were cheaper ways to make a Guns N' Roses music video. That's all I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, go on YouTube.
But it's funny you're bringing all this stuff with Thor 5. I mean,
yeah. So real quick, here's some possible names from Tony. Thor 5, stand up at New Asgard. And then he said, Thor 5, I'm the weapon. I am the weapon.
I am the weapon.
Yeah. Didn't he have one more? Yeah, I think he said one. But yeah, so Thor 5, nothing's confirmed yet, and I think it's just people talking because right now no one's writing anything. No one can make any deals, right? Because with the strike, and this came out in the middle of the strike, so I don't know if I fully believe it. But Mama Bear did say something interesting that Chris Hemsworth said he didn't want to do jokey Thor anymore.
Yep,
I don't
think
yeah, I don't know if that's exactly what he said. I know he said he doesn't want to be too jokey.
No, he said I don't want to do it if it's not going. He only wants to do it if it's going to be a little bit more dark.
Yeah.
He wants to do a darker movie.
Those Thors sucked.
No, but you know what?
Serious Thors sucked. It wasn't good until Taika came in and introduced. It doesn't have to be.
Funny. It has to be a serious line with some jokes. You can't just go full jokey.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And that was the issue.
Yeah, Ragnarok had a little more balance to it. If he could bring that balance back, I'd be willing to keep an open mind about it. Because Waititi simultaneously made my favorite Thor movie, Ragnarok, and then probably my least favorite one, Love and Thunder. But
I wouldn't want to do. I actually don't want him to do it.
I don't. To be honest,
I want them to go back. A different direction.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't want him to come back to direct either. And if he does come back to write it, I think someone else comes back to direct it. I'm sorry. If he does come back to direct it, someone else needs to write the movie. I think.
I'm with Mama Bears right now. But she said, he's Star Wars' problem now. No more, no take you backsies.
See, but also Taika, in my opinion, everything he's made besides Love and Thunder is pretty damn good.
It really is.
Because it
Really,
doesn't
really
have
good.
because he doesn't have to follow any script. Once he
Because
has
he's
to
able to do his own
follow
thing.
a certain thing, once he has to follow something else, then that's what his problem is.
Yeah.
You know?
Like Jojo Rabbit, obviously great. What We Do in the Shadows, amazing.
I love What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah. Our Flag Means Death. Hunt for the Wilder People, People. Boy. The episodes of Mandalorian he directed, I thought were great. So
me too. Jojo Rabbit was good.
Yeah, Jojo Rabbit was amazing. So he is a good one, except he went way too much with this one. So I pulled up some of the quotes from Hemsworth.
Chris,
So he said, excuse me. He goes, "I think we just had too much fun, and it just became too silly." Hemsworth told GQ last month. It's always hard being in the center of it and having any real perspective. I love the process, but it's always a ride. But just don't know how people are going to respond. And he said some of his biggest critics were his son's friends. And he said, "There's a bunch of 8-year-olds critiquing my films. We thought this one had too much humor. The action was cool, but the VFX weren't as good." He said, "I cringed and laughed equally at it." When the 8-year-old said it. Where was it? He did say something along the lines, "I don't want to continue to do it until people are so exhausted that they roll their eyes when they see me come on screen as that character." He goes, "If the audience wants to see it, and if there's something that we believe is exciting and fun, then great. We love being able to reinvent the character a few times. I don't have the answers yet, but I would love to try and figure out how we can do that again and keep it a little bit more unpredictable." He did say too much fun. It was too silly. So which is, I mean, he has to really look at his character now. Is it too much? Is it too silly? And he's came out and said, he goes, it needs to be a little bit more let silly.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, just gotta dial it back. And this was kind of the wrong Love and Thunder, not to keep picking on the movie, but there was so much the thing that I look at is like there was a lot of kind of potential for a lot of pretty good emotional content. We had Jane's storyline with the cancer. We had Gore presented a very good he could have been a very good foil to Thor, and it could have been pretty instrumental in his arc, like kind of with Thor potentially asking himself, as a god himself, I'm not sure how to word it, but it did kind of it did present a potential good moral dilemma for Thor.
And he kind of squandered it, just like
he screaming goats were more important to Taika, unfortunately. Heck, they're gonna.
I didn't hate the screaming goats.
I love the screaming goats. I agree. They did it one too many times.
Yeah. I thought
but that's Taika's comedy. He takes it like to the limit and more.
I thought the first time they were pretty funny. They after like a second and third watch, they started kind of wearing thin for me. But when they first showed up, they were kind of funny. But they just kept doing it. They just kept running the joke into the ground.
I mean, that's how much I love the screaming goats. Like, I bought a fucking toy from Target that is literally a screaming goat. I irritate everybody with it. Yeah, but no, it is in a movie. You're like, okay, you need to like chill. Like it's getting a little too much. But again, that's Taika, his comedy. He takes things to the edge, and he goes, and we're going past that. And you're like, all right, it was funny the first 3 times. The second 30 times, it wasn't that funny. Like by the time we get to the 10th time, you're like, I get it. I don't like it anymore. And it's a fine line. It's a fine line of what's it called? I forgot what it's called. There's like it's called something in comedy where like you go to the line, but then you exaggerate so much where it's like kind of funny again. But in movies, it's different than being like on
that
stage.
doesn't work in superhero
know.
movies.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't work in a lot of movies, honestly. You got to be careful on stuff like that. So Tony said certain directors work better than they do their own thing in IPs, which
exactly
definitely,
is
Taika.
It's Taika.
I don't even like Jane. Even Jane, they could have done so much better with Jane. That was a serious point that that was the only time Thor was actually really serious, was when he was like worried about Jane and cancer and stuff. But that was like what, a couple seconds, a minute, kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They lost me with hey, what's up, L? How's it going?
Hey, L.
They lost me with the whole, the gore thing lost me. You need to have a great villain. And you know what made Love and Thunder that made Ragnarok so good? Hela was kicking everyone's ass. That's what it was.
Literally.
Thor was getting his butt whooped. Like literally lost his eye, like knocked it out of his face. Like she was killing everybody. The entire all of Asgard was dying because she was killing them. You need a villain that's just going to kill you all, kill everyone. Because Thor is a god. He is he's epically strong. He's not just thunder and lightning. He's everything. He could have killed Thanos by himself. He's the only Avenger that could have done it. Like we're never giving him the proper respect of what he really deserves. And I want a villain that's going to terrorize everybody. I want Thor to understand who he's supposed to be and have to live up to his father's legacy. And then we got some fun parts of it. We could have some other Avengers in it, but I want him to have to stand up and learn to really be the king that he's never been. So I would love to see that type of movie.
Man, it's so disappointing because there was so much potential for the character, for Gore. And I can't stress this enough. You had Christian Bale.
Yeah.
You had Christian Bale in the MCU.
And he wasn't whispering, man. He wasn't whispering. He was like,
he kind of was sometimes.
Vengeance.
Yeah.
Oh man, like just what a wasted opportunity. Gore could have been so good. Just could have been such an awesome villain, like up there with Hela. There was enough potential with the character.
But they had to make him that.
Yeah.
And, that was the problem. They didn't give him the opportunity to make him that.
Mm-hmm.
That Gore should start a daycare center because you can watch the hell out of some kids. Exactly. Yeah. And then onto a bigger Ford that I hate them.
I hate the damn goats.
They're great, man.
It got like I said, it got old fast for me. Just the screaming goats. Like first time I had fun with it, and then after that I'm like, yeah.
Exactly what Tony's saying. Exactly what he just said.
Mm-hmm.
Love and Thunder felt like an SNL sketch that ran too long.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it felt like.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we bashed Love and Thunder a lot. What do you guys want to see from Thor 5 though? So now he's an adapted dad. Oh yeah, no, you said but what do you do about her now? Because now she's part of his story. What's his name? Love.
Love. So just have her being stolen away, snatched away
at this point.
Yeah, but have her snatched away from by the Beyonder. You need someone so powerful that is only Thor can fight this person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Beyonder is what the top 3 most powerful things ever, or the Tribunal, or something like that that he has to go against. Something epic, and they take her away because they say that you're not worth having her. She's too powerful to be under your care, and you never even hit your own up to your own stuff. So how do you expect you to raise this girl and get her to where she needs to be? Something like that. And then him have to learn who he is and become Odinson. And then you can throw in Hiddleston now, So now you can, Loki could be back in this. I mean, there's so many directions you could do with that. For him to reach his potential, we have to go back to before Endgame, before Infinity War.
Thor needs Loki. And we found out Loki doesn't really need Thor, which is very, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But Thor needs Loki. He needs that because when Thor is comedy relief. It doesn't work as well when Loki is kind of the punchline or the one saying the joke, or stuff like, I don't know. It's different because they work so well together.
I felt like I
of
said
the
this
two
before.
characters.
He's like the Batman to his. I mean, he's the Joker to his Batman. But you can
Kind
do a
of,
Joker by himself. But
Mhm.
you need that when you're Batman and you're so serious. Sometimes you need that other counterpart.
Yeah. So, but also, like you said, you can't stop me, Thor, because I've taken away your ... love. But what I think will be a really, really interesting one too would be age love up, right?
Mhm.
Age her up. She's a freaking deity who says like she doesn't
Doesn't
age
matter.
crazy.
She could be 12 or 13 years old because there's
Mhm.
nothing worse than a 13-year-old girl. Trust me, I'm about to have 2 of them. There's nothing because you love them so much, and they're not going to listen to crap you got to say, and that's what it's gonna make you look like a bad parent. And then that's why you could say someone comes and takes them away from you. It doesn't even have to be a bad person. It could just be someone who's above good or bad. Like I said, the Beyonder or the Tribunal
that's what I'm
or
saying.
something like that.
No one steals her. She just grows up a little bit, and now she's a 16-year-old who's a freaking deity. And what if she decides like, hey, I could do shit and you can't stop me? But now Thor has to stop her. So now it's like,
But that's
now
no
it's
villain. You can't
but
make
that's
his
not
daughter the villain.
It's not a villain. But or what if she teams up with somebody? Like when like when the movie brings in somebody to pull the kid away, and the kid kind of like super bad example, but the first thing that popped in my head was Space Jam with LeBron James. Like he took his kid away and kind of fought against him, but that's a trope that's been done before. I just couldn't think of any other movie that done it, even though I know that it's been done before. Because what bad guy wouldn't want to use a deity? Even more like, because she's more than a god. She's like a creator almost at this point. So I don't know. I think you can take that character and flip it on Thor, and it could make Thor really figure out like, oh shit, I do love this kid, but what do I do? You know what I mean? It's like, do I sacrifice myself? It could be a good stepping out point for Thor, possibly.
Okay.
I don't know.
I want him to become Thor Odin's son. I want him to have the powers of Odin.
I mean,
I want
that
him
could
to be
be
the
a good reason.
Father.
The only way he can match her level is for him to become.
But fighting your daughter is never going to be a good one to bring people back together. I feel like you have to fight someone else's evil. Ask Liam Neeson. Like you have to have some type of other evil person on the outside.
I just feel like she's the problem, man. She's the problem going into Thor 5. Because if you kidnap her and she knows how to use her abilities even a little bit at this point, what are we doing? She's stronger than Thor. Like she's not probably stronger than the Beyonder.
No, the Beyonder is there's only 2 people.
This is
stronger
Eternity.
Beyonder.
Eternity is just as strong as Beyonder.
No, it's one of the Tribunal things, but it's not the Beyonder is beyond that because he could change any warp any reality to what it is. So that's why like it's only like him, Franklin Reed, and like the one above all. That's it for those 3. Like those are only the 3 strongest characters in all of MCU, really. And Franklin's actually probably lower than Beyonder's right there, like number 2. As far as because he can warp all reality for all of that stuff.
Well, so I'm looking up the Eternity. It possesses immortality, cosmic awareness, and omniscience. Omniscience. The ability to know almost everything. Additionally, it can warp reality, meaning unlimited manipulation of time, matter, magic. Lastly, the Eternity can manifest anything that existence in its respective dimension.
Yeah, but it's like honestly, the Eternity is like number 4 or 5. When you saw this, type in like Google the strongest Avengers of all, the strongest MCU character, Marvel characters of all time, and Eternity would be like number 4 or 5. But guess what's number 2? Like it's like so like you can use there are other things you can use because they're looking after the entire universe overall, and they're saying you can't handle this. She's too strong for you. You can't raise her the right way, and it'll be a problem for all of us for the multiverse if she's not handled the correct way, and you can't do it because you're doing a bad job.
Yeah.
And then he has to prove himself, and then he has to become the highest level of himself. You know, I just want him to be the Thor that we've seen. He'll be goofy Thor. I want him to become like his father Thor, but better. I want him to be that T'Challa moment where like you're wrong and I'm going to be better than you were ever. You know, and I'm going to show you that I'm going to step into that role, and I'm going to show you that I can handle her and I can raise her. Love is going to be the greatest thing ever because I'm going to give her everything you did not give me. And I'm going to treat her differently. Like something like that would be kind of cool. Tony says Thor needs his Goku moment.
I agree.
Sorry, I was skipping out some of these comments real quick. We'll go to comments and then we'll move on to the next topic. So I wonder if this Loki will meet Thor. Interesting. That would be super, super interesting.
It would.
Yeah.
I kind of hope they do cross paths.
What if he meets a different universe's Thor? That'd be kind of like.
Ooh, how would he respond? How would he respond? Oh my god! Don't give him another Hemsworth. Oh my god!
We already got the. What if the fake Hemsworth that's Thor? You know, at the actor. What if he's a real Thor in another universe? That'll be fucking. See, that's funny. That's funny. I think, and without
that works for Loki.
That works for a screaming joke. It's not a screaming goat, but it's still funny. Where you're like, oh, I get it. Like a fake Thor in this universe is a real Thor in another universe.
And then let Liam go ahead and be the Witcher, and then he goes kill them too. Just kill them.
Oh man.
We're talking about all these directors. What we should get on that Gears of War stuff, man. I want to talk about that.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, we're talking about that.
Let's talk about that.
I think I found that. Well, real quick, Kevin Davis said Taika, good director, has produced some big hits. FX. We're doing shit at Marvel Studios or Thor Ragnarok, Thor: Love and Thunder. Yeah, so he's a good director. I think he's good. I think I kind of don't want him back for Thor. He did what he did. He made one of the best versions of Thor, but I think it's time to possibly move on.
Yeah, it might be time for new blood. You know, I agree.
Yeah, I don't hate Taika, but I think you did what you did, man, and now it's time to move on. It's time to move on. Yeah.
I hate Taika. I love Taika, but just it's not for you right now.
Yeah. I love Taika. I hate Love and Thunder.
Yeah, I love Taika. You know, I was excited for him to come back for this one, but you know, he just kind of didn't have the the sense of balance he had that Ragnarok did. You know, just kind of he. You know, sometimes when you make a good movie or movie that a lot of people like, you know, you tend to like kind of double down on things for the sequel, and that's what happened here.
I don't want us to repeat ourselves, but like literally, the thing is, never go full Taika. That's just it.
That's it.
Never go full Taika.
Yeah, and I'll leave it by saying this. And then that'll be the end of it. I know I've kind of mentioned this in the past. First 5 minutes of Love and Thunder, awesome. You know, that set a potential awesome tone for the movie. If he ran with that, with some humor here and there, it could have been awesome. It could have been up there with Ragnarok. But, you know, just unfortunately that didn't. Yeah, unfortunately that didn't happen. So, you know, we got a 2-hour Family Guy episode.
Nice.
You know.
All right, we'll leave that there. But if you're watching our replay, leave a comment. Let us know what you think about Thor 5. Did Thor 4 just mess up the continuation of this character, or can it be fixed? Should Taika be the one fixing it? I don't know. But leave a comment. Let us know what you think about Thor 4 and stuff like that. But leave a comment. Let us know. If you're watching live, stick around because we are gonna talk about another topic.
Clamp your man.
So real quick, so I found this when I was looking for it. This is really interesting. This is gonna be super quick. We don't need to like talk about it for very long.
Okay.
It is the top 45 strongest MCU or Marvel characters or things. The Watchers is down there. Phoenix Force is 41. Goblin Force, forgot about that. Franklin Richards 37. Like you said, Celestials right there 36. One Above All is 32.
The One Above All, God is 32.
It's different. It's different. Hold on, because I know which one you're talking about. One Above All is it. Mistress Love, Master Hate, Lord Chaos, Master Galactus 25 right there. Death 24. Infinity is 23. Eternity, which is what love is 22. Oblivion, is there Beyonders? There.
Beyonders are in front of her, yeah.
But
the Beyonder should be higher because he's one.
Scarlet Witch 18, which was kind of like surprised. Like, yeah, I know you forget how strong she really is. The Mad Jim Chaps, that's funny. Then we got the Infinities, which is I believe the 3 combined or some shit. I don't know. Thanos is up there at 11. Nemesis is 9. What? Yeah.
This does not make sense.
Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. Take it back. Thanos
even with the Infinity.
I could see him being stronger than a lot of those other characters so far.
Not One Above All.
No, hold on. Nemesis, Living Tribunal, number 8 right there. Or the Protege, number 7. I don't know. That's one of the Celestials. Molecule Man. Then here we come to the final 4. Heart of the Universe. Number 3 is the Beyonder.
The Beyonder,
yeah. Number 2 is the Fulcrum. Is the ancient comic force, which is Celestials. The Watchers and Hordes are without question. Fulcrum, all powerful and all knowing. And then the other one is One Above All. Yeah. One Above All is the supreme being, God. So he is number 1.
Yeah,
so I don't know. One Above All, and then there's this other one down here that is One Above All. So I don't know if this is like Celestial. Is the most powerful Celestial. So he's a Celestial, this one. And the other one with the hyphens in it is a God.
He's the most powerful character ever created, bro. The perception of Marvel, like he is it. I think he was in Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
He was a Fantastic Four one.
The Beyonder stealing eternity, which is love, that would make sense. Just by the ranking of everything. I don't think this is the official
works.
Ranking, but
yeah, because the one I saw was always One Above All to be number 1, the Beyonder being number 2.
Let's all go to the movies.
Hey, thank you for liking the stream or subscribing. Sorry, I think I turned off my move.
The Living Tribunal always has 3, and then the Cosmic Pantheon, so Infinity, Oblivion, Death, and Eternity are 4, but that's like 4 through 7, really. And then you talk about Molecule Man, who's right after them, Then Franklin Richards, then Sentry, so like when you're really going through it, like you realize Legion should be up there. Then Hope Summers
should definitely be up there.
Yeah,
Hope Summers. Scarlet Witch should be like 11, like 12, right in front of Captain Marvel. That's where that is, and all of them are like in front of
this one looks a little bit
Thor.
old.
I mean Thanos.
9 years ago was the first comment, so it's been a while.
Yeah, so I'm like, I from when I remember, the One Above All was always number 1, and the Beyonder is like was always the number 2 guy for me. Like that was always it, And the Beyonder, like literally, what?
I was saying the Fulcrum is possibly one and the same with One Above All.
Yeah, so it's another. But it's part of the One Above All. Like it's hard to even separate these things. That doesn't make sense to me. To separate, the trinity of things. Like literally, only one the Beyonder, the Living Tribunal or the Beyonder should be the ones that could kidnap, Love.
And then don't kill them. Don't kill the bad guys. Bring in the Beyonder and then you can do other shit.
And you can't kill the Beyonder, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
He has, because the thing about the Beyonder, he's not bound by any laws. He's not bound by any man. Like no rules in the universe or the multiverse has to do with him. He can do whatever the hell he wants to do and change all everything, and no one can say anything about it. Just by thinking it happens. That's how strong he is. And because he looks at you and says, Thor, you're not a worthy father. You're nothing like your father. You're not good enough to raise, you know, this pantheon of power. Like, you know, this constant pantheon. You're not strong enough to raise her the right way. And it'll be a risk of all of us if we let her stay with you. And he takes her. And then Thor has to become Thor Odinson to really show how badass I am. And he's not going to beat the Beyonder, but he can show that he's like, he's up there. Because I mean, when you look at the ranking, Thor is up there. Thor is like top 15 strongest.
Yeah, he's not on this. He should definitely be on.
Yeah, like how is he not on that list?
Yeah.
Thor and Odin. Yeah, Thor and Odin should be way up there. Like it's right there, you know. Yeah. And Thor should gain the power of Odin. And once he has that power, the All-Father, he's it, you know? Yeah. He is the strongest Avenger. So I thought that would be really cool to see. Yeah. That's why I can't wait to see Sentry, you know?
I can't wait for Sentry.
Henry Cavill?
Just saying. Just saying.
Oh, you know how many people will be pissed off? You know how many people will just be absolutely.
You gotta admit, it would be kind of hilarious, though.
Oh, it would be awesome, man. It's like and just the Superman suit in yellow, and here's a wig.
Yeah, just if Feige was like, all right, DC, you guys aren't gonna let this man play Superman? I'll have him play Superman.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh, that would be so epic, man. That would be.
That would be great.
What Sentry was going against Thor? That would be another great one. He's not as powerful as Love, but he's a badass. Like that's
when he's
on the level like he's fighting.
Yeah. So
exactly.
Yeah. The people would lose their mind. I wouldn't mind seeing it though. I think it would be pretty cool. You know, if Henry Cavill comes in as Sentry, that would be just. D Sizzle said, the one above all is base Jack Kirby. A few comic pictures of him sitting at his desk drawing. That's funny. That's funny.
It's the god of him.
Yeah, that he makes himself like a god.
Because of the universe, he created them all. He created them all.
Yeah. As Guardians, according to Marvel lore, gets stronger with age, so Odin will be well above Thor.
Yeah, it gets to the point where Thor gets to the Odin's level because he ages, he gets older, he gets wiser, he finally gets to become the All-Father. Thor becomes Thor and Odin's power are based in the same thing. Like Odin gives Thor the power, but Thor is always made to become Odin, to have that same power. So like when you're looking at rankings, you always know that Thor and Odin really like have the exact same power. Yeah. So as Thor gets older and wiser and stronger, he becomes Odin, basically the All-Father. And then that's when he's at that Thor Odinson, like I finally have earned my name, and which I think will be very cool to see.
Yeah, because I think in the newer comic book run, that's a thing, where he like Odin was gonna give him his last little bit of power, and he didn't want to take it, and then gave it to him, and he went like fully unlocked. You know what I mean? Like crazy, thing. That was when he was fighting his hammer, which is a crazy story. Like when Thor fights his hammer.
Yeah,
like,
I've heard that.
It's an awesome story. It's really interesting. But real quick, Preston said, "Sorry, not really comment working on something." No worries, man.
No, you're good, Preston. No.
You're fine, Ken.
You're fine. All right. So that came up. So our next topic for the night, since we got so much love for our Zach Snyder talk with the last thing, let's talk about him again.
Let's not let Brandon go full Brandon this time.
So in the GamerCon 2023, which I think it was like last weekend or something like that. Pretty recent. Zach Snyder said he wants to make a Gears of War movie. Real quick, I played all your Gears of War. Love them. The old ones obviously are the best. The newer ones, I didn't hate them, but they weren't as well received. I think this is right up Snyder's alley, though. This is right up his alley. It's dark. Batista wants to play Marcus Phoenix. He's already worked with Batista in the Netflix zombie movie.
The Army of the Dead or whatever it was. Not Army of the Dead. Was it Army of the Dead? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
So this is like right. It's dark. It's gritty. It can get super gory. The graphics can be awesome. It's a good story that he can easily take inspiration from. I kind of want to see this.
Same. I know it's no secret. How I feel about Snyder, but no, this is right up his. Here's a war from him. I got to keep it a stack. That would be right up his alley. Like you said, it's dark. It's hyper violent. It's kind of he has a good visual flair for Gears of War. I could see his visual style suiting Gears of War. So yeah, long as he and I think he's one of those directors that's like only as good as the script that he's working with. So with a good enough script, he the visual style and the action sequences would pretty much speak for themselves. But with a good script, I feel like that would be right up his alley. I don't even think I could think of anyone more suited for Gears of War than him off the top of my head.
Growing up, I played 2 games more than any. One is Gears of War, and the other one's Army of Two.
Cool.
Army of Two.
I played the hell out of it. Me and my sister will stay up all night. Like all of a sudden you see the sun coming up and you're like, all right, that means we got 5 more hours going. Like that's how much I used to play these games. It's not, he wouldn't have to create a world that's dark already. He wouldn't have to do anything to make it more epic because the whole thing of Gears of War is epic already. It's epilogue. It's really what it is already. So putting him in that situation, I think will be sensational. Like literally, I wouldn't want it to be a Netflix thing. I wouldn't want it to be a Prime Video thing. I would want something like that to be in theaters.
Yeah, that's IMAX material. That's IMAX 3D material.
I wouldn't mind seeing him do all 3 games. Each movie is each game. Tell the full story, and I mean it's a great story. Do a trilogy of the Gears of War trilogy.
And I think with him, with kind of how hit or miss video game movies are, like sometimes you get movies that respect the content, and then other times you get movies that for whatever reason just don't respect the source material. I could see him respecting the source material because he did regardless of how I feel about his take on the DC universe, the Snyderverse, he did treat 300 with respect. And aside from a couple changes here and there, I thought he treated Watchmen with respect.
I think you need to be able to give someone creative license to change a few things.
So
he changed a decent amount in Watchmen. Sure,
he did change a decent amount in Watchmen. Personally, I liked 300 a lot more than I liked Watchmen. I thought from a visual standpoint, Watchmen was absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I love Watchmen. I loved it.
Overall, I love the movie. I can still rewatch it to this day. I had like a couple gripes with it here and there, but overall, I thought he handled it respectfully enough, and I could see him doing the same with Gears of War. Reading up on the him wanting to make it kind of seems like a passion project. Even though I don't like all of his movies, I'm kind of hit or miss when it comes to him. I find him kind of hit or miss. But I do admire the man's passion. I do respect his passion. and he selects projects that he's passionate about. So if he wants to do a Gears of War movie, I say let him do a Gears of War movie.
I probably like him more than I like him more than some of you guys. And I think this would be perfect for him. Like literally, this is what the type of movie that he needs to be doing. And he could build a world, and he's creative, and you need the violence, because you need someone who's going to be creative with the violence, because you I don't want you just blowing. Exactly, you have to you don't just blow something up. You need to be very meticulous with how you're going to show us how you're going to do these things. There's so many cool elements of Gears of War, and I think he can really knock it out of the park. So I will really love to see that.
Yeah,
as a fan, this is one of my. This is if I have 5 video games, this is 2 of them. Army of 2 and then Gears of War, 2 of my favorite things I ever played. So
Gears of War, I almost lost a relationship because of it. I mean, me and my friends, we would be online every single night. Alfredo, sometimes he's on the show. Both of you guys, I know, obviously Brian knows.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, man, we would play, us and like 3 or 4 other people, I forgot however many, every night, man. Once they introduced the horde mode, we'll play that every single night, and I'm not even exaggerating. It would be like, come home, eat dinner, watch TV, and then I'm playing Xbox. And
hey, I like what D Stizzle says right here. It's like Gears of War was the best Microsoft franchise next to Halo.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which I believe Zach also said he wanted to do a Halo. I don't know about Halo in general right now because of the TV show just left a nasty show.
Yeah,
I was like, we won't talk about that. Let's not talk about that. Let's focus on the good thing.
I think he'd be more suited for Gears of War for sure. It's just it suits his tendencies. Like I said, he just that hyper violent, hyper stylized. I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head who would be suited for the job.
Yeah. So you said that, and I've been thinking like who else would be good for something like this?
Right? I can't think of one.
Like honestly, it's already dark. It's already gritty. Throw in some slow mo, and definitely do a cool. I mean, you could definitely do a cool slow mo kill with this one.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man. I mean, he said it, and when he said it, I was like, I'm sold for that one. Like, let's do that. Despite our other video where everyone thinks we all hate, I don't hate Zach Snyder. I know Brian's like, oh, I think I. So eventually, when I do join Zach Attacks Reviews and we talk about the movies that made us. 300 is on that list. You know what I mean? Like, I watched that movie so effing much. You know what I mean? Like, so much. Like, because I love Frank Miller stuff. And he pulled right off of the comic and did his own thing. And, Gerald, was it Butler? What's his name?
Gerard Butler, yeah.
Gerard Butler. Became a thing because of 300. That man had a freaking like 16-pack.
No, not really. I mean, I can have a 16-pack if you want to paint it. I can show you guys now. It's really more like a 6, but like I can have a 16 pack.
All CGI. Some of them said like it was pretty.
It was like airbrushed. Like I'm telling you, like some people, you have a body, you can do that. If you have like the good form, and you have like 6 or 8, you can make it in a 16.
Yeah. But, and to think the main thing that we knew Gerard Butler for before that was what Dracula 2000.
Oh, I don't remember that. Was he in that?
He was Dracula.
He was Dracula.
Was he?
Yeah.
I didn't watch that one that much. I think I maybe seen it once. But 300. I mean, 300 was just. Yeah, it's
300 was amazing, and like I don't. I
was gonna say that's when Zack Snyder's at his best. Is like something that's cool, and he can kind of put it on screen and make it cooler. You know what I mean? So Yeah, especially if he teams up with Batista. Batista, who already, it's his like he wants to play Marcus Phoenix. Like other people are like, "Who's that?" He's like, "Shut up and let me get the role." Like he wants to play this character so bad.
Yeah, you could kind of consider his role in Army of the Dead kind of like his unofficial audition for that character.
Yeah.
Wasn't Gerard Butler in one of the Tomb Raider movies?
What's that?
Wasn't Gerard Butler in one of the Tomb Raider movies?
Yeah, he was in the second one.
Of like Cradle to the Grave or something.
Cradle of Life or whatever.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what I think the first time I saw him.
Is 300 his like biggest movie he's ever did?
Is it?
I mean, voice acting. You know, he was in How to Train Your Dragon.
Law-Abiding Citizen was huge.
Law-Abiding Citizen was freaking badass. It didn't do well though, if I remember correctly.
I think it did decent. It didn't do like any like mind blowing numbers though. Yeah, Law-Abiding Citizen, save for like the last 5 minutes of it, which kind of pissed me off. But other than that, it was an awesome movie.
I like the last 5 minutes. I loved him like locking them in there and him having to blow himself up. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Oh, I wanted Gerard Butler's character to get away alive. I wanted him to win in the end.
Yeah, you were rooting for him.
I was definitely rooting for him.
I wasn't. I was like, I wanted him to get caught up.
You want Jimmy Fox to win?
Always.
But I don't know. I'm cool with this, man. I want this like now. I mean, one, it's a game that I love, and two, it's a director that is like Brandon said, it's fitted perfectly for him. I mean, this is right up his alley, and he wants to do it. You know, if he wants to do it, you already have a Batista's really good. You know, he's not like the greatest actor ever, but he's a good action star, and I think he would fit perfect with this. So if you already got an actor and a face for the lead, like, let's go, let's do this already, man. Sign him up for the trilogy.
Like you can. Batista's getting older.
Yeah. Well, Marcus Phoenix is kind of an old guy too, so it kind of works out. You know.
You're right.
You know. So yeah, I am super ready for this one. I just want to see the freaking I can't think of the name. The gun with the chainsaw.
Oh, dude, me too.
Yeah, was it the Lancer or something like that? Yeah. So, you know, yeah, he can definitely go all out with this. You know, and like I said, like he's good with visuals, so he can make these the bad guys. I don't know, the bugs. Like, oh my god, like I can't even imagine how the Queen will look. You know. So here's some comments real quick before we move on. His story, what sensibilities aren't the best fit for OG comic superheroes. This is a better fit. Okay. I remember when Peter Jackson wanted to do Halo films. Did he?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I love Peter Jackson. I don't think he would do Halo that well. Like, I really don't.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see how that would pan out with him doing Halo.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
That'd be so weird. I'd be like, I don't know. That'd be really weird. But cool. Yeah, man. Let's move on to our next topic before we do. But hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on replay, appreciate you guys. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and join us every Monday and Thursday live. We talk about news, movies, trailers, and reviews, all that good stuff. If you're watching on live, stick around. We're going to talk about our next topic. I'm getting some
feedback from Brandon.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Like background.
Say what?
This would have been a perfect picture.
We got some feedback. That would have been a good one.
That would have been a great picture. That might be my thumbnail for this. Yeah. like Batista dressing up as like Marcus Phoenix already was like awesome.
I mean, like a Tuesday.
I want to play. Man, I don't know if anybody. All right, a huge spoiler for this game. So if you never played this game, you know, put earmuffs on, whatever. When Dom dies,
yeah,
I lost my shit. And I'm like, his best friend? I'm like, what? And I was like, what are we doing? Like, are you kidding me? Oh man. Like, I mean, these four right here, you got Marcus, you got Baird, Dom, and then what was the football player guy's name?
What is it? I'm getting old.
Yeah, but I mean, you can find some really good actors for this. Like
Dominic.
There's Dom.
Dom, Marcus, Damon, and it's Damon, right?
Yeah, Damon Baird, Dominic. I forgot what his name is. I can't remember what the freaking the football player guy's name was. It was like the Train or something like that.
What happened to Phoenix?
But
there's so many people. Man.
Oh, Coltrane.
Oh, Coltrane. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Augustus. Yeah.
So we do the Coltrane. But yeah, Marcus Phoenix, Damon Baird, Augustus Cole, and then Dominic Santiago, and then all the Carmines. I forgot. A Carmine dies in
Benjamin and
one.
Anthony and
that was awesome. Poor Carmines. They always die.
Oh my God, they killed Carmine again.
Yeah. So, man, yeah, you can find some really, really awesome actors. I think for that. I think that could be a super fun movie. Yeah. All right, let's move on. So I'm watching Gran Turismo. Is it good? I know we're gonna do our review. But I say I liked it. If that's a spoiler or not. So.
I'm finally happy I'm going to be able to see it this week, and I've heard pretty much nothing but great things.
Yeah, it's. I don't want to talk about it without it. Yeah,
but
I
liked it.
I enjoyed it.
There's very few that I looked up that didn't like it, and the guy that didn't like it, I was like, really? Everything he said was valid. But I just felt the complete opposite of everything he said. He just was like, "Oh, it's not because it was stupid." Like, no, like he gave good reasons. It's just I felt the opposite of his reason. So I was like, "Huh." It's crazy how like they can be like that. It's like we saw the same movie, we have the same things, but you're just on the with A, B, and C, you're just on the other end of liking it than I am. Yep. So, very, very interesting. And then Brandon, were you on Zach Millen's stream last night? So I was me in chat. I'm the one that fell asleep on the couch when I got, because they went live and I was doing a bunch of stuff. Actually left for a little while, came back on the couch and I fell asleep. And then I logged in. I was like, they're still live. I was like, what the hell? And Preston was in there. There's a few other people in there, so it's awesome. And did I miss y'all's Ahsoka breakdown? No, you didn't.
Nope, because it's about to happen right now. I'm ready.
Right. And you watch both, right, Brandon?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this one we'll keep it more like a good bad kind of thing. We don't need to do a rankings just if we like it or not, but we'll just do good bad, and we don't need to do like a scene for scene breakdown and stuff like that. So, and so this probably doesn't need to get too long.
Got it.
I don't think so.
Scene breakdown. Well, let's do it.
Yeah. We already did a reaction, I was like, now off the couch reaction, I guess.
That's exactly what you called it.
Yeah, I think I like that. All right, let's move on to Ahsoka. All right, welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name is Jay Kramer, Brandman Brandon, Brian the Grizzly, and we are going to break down and discuss Ahsoka. So we did a live off the couch reaction and just kind of like our raw thoughts. So now I think we all had some time to fully watch it. I watched them again because I wanted to make sure I was valid in some of the feelings I had. So I watched it again, and I'm like, okay, I know how I feel, and it's not just fanboy excitement anymore. So we're gonna talk about some of the bad stuff in a little bit, and we'll talk about some of the good stuff, and we're just gonna combine both episode 1 and 2. We're not gonna like, oh, this happened in 1, this happened in 2. It's gonna be the whole hour and a half event. So Brandon, I keep on saying Brand Man because I see it down there, but Brandon. Brandon, what are some things that you liked about this Ahsoka premiere?
I'm loving the feel of this show. Like I mentioned the other day, I think of all the Star Wars shows that we've gotten, I think this feels a lot very very much in line with what I usually associate with Star Wars. I like the vibe. Rosario Dawson. We all knew that she was going to bring her A game, and she's great. It's ever since she showed up in season 2 of The Mandalorian, I was just waiting for her to get her own show. So I think the Ahsoka announcement was like the main Star Wars show that I've been waiting for, and so far I don't think it's disappointed. And it kind of has me wanting more. It's I've been I haven't even been looking at my phone during the show once, and if I do, I have to pause it and then rewind it just to make sure I didn't miss anything. But yeah, I really like the lightsaber fight scene in season 2. That was super dope. Especially that lightsaber. That lightsaber was really really cool.
Orange one.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, it's definitely something that I've easily gotten invested in, which is great to say that 2 episodes into the game. But that's what I like about it so far.
Sure. Brian, overall.
So I think I kind of talked about this before, and I want to double down. For me, Star Wars is about the Force. It's about the feeling of it. You should feel the Force. I mean, it moves throughout the entire movie. You feel it throughout the entire galaxy. That's what it's about. And how it affects everything in your everyday life and how it does those things. And then I love having lightsabers. So a show that has the Force and has lightsabers along with good storylines and expands the universe. That's everything that I've ever wanted. So if you do it with having those same things in it, you have me sold. That's exactly what I always wanted. And you have great characters that go along with it. So Ahsoka Tano is always great, but having Sabine is going to be a lot of people's favorites because though she's annoying as some things, people are going to like the way she does things. So she's very bullheadish, but she's very strong-willed, and she's going to win people over with her will. I think that's going to be very cool, and people are going to see it. And you're going to see some Anakin in her. You're going to see some stuff like that, which is going to be very interesting, and that's why the dynamic is so cool. And it's going to make people go and want to watch Rebels. I think Hera is a very good balance of the two of the characters. I just think they have expanded this universe, and they have now, instead of just good and evil, we have different levels of good and different levels of evil, and that's what we're going to have. And we're going to notice, you understand what gray Jedi are, and all these things, and what Balin really is. And I think expanding the universe into these things and having these various shades of gray are going to really expand our knowledge of it and expand our enjoyment of seeing different things, because they've done a bad job with a lot of these other shows that have come out recently. So besides Rogue One, what else has been really good? Be honest, really. So
Mandalorian.
And you're right. And Mandalorian, especially season 1 and 2. Yeah. But besides that, I mean, they've come out with a lot of bad stuff because they didn't understand what Star Wars is. You need Force, you need lightsabers, you need a good storyline, and you need to expand the universe. If you do those things, you have a chance to be really good. So I'm optimistic about this entire season, even though I'm worried about the show time for episode 3. So
yeah, that's something that does suck. Which I guess that's more concern for later, but right now with the premiere with these 2 episodes, yeah, I enjoy seeing the crew together again. the Rebels crew. I'm waiting for Zeb to show up. I'm pretty sure he's got to show up. They already teased him in show what that was, a Mandalorian. Yeah, they showed him in Mandalorian already. Yeah. The last season 3, the last one. He was at the bar.
Oh yeah, at the bar. Yeah,
it was Zeb. So yeah, but the whole feel of it felt familiar from the beginning. Scroll, I enjoyed that. The scroll was great because it wasn't the full epicness of a movie scroll, and it seemed like slimmed down and more streamlined kind of version of a scroll, which was perfect for a side character or a side story of Star Wars. It's like, yeah, we're not gonna give you the big bomb and the giant scrolling thing. So I was like, that I like that fit what they were, I think, going for with this whole side story character kind of thing. Yeah, I thought overall it looked good. There were some issues I had, but overall it looked good. The characters were very interesting. But yeah, just overall it felt like Star Wars, and that's what I wanted. And one like what you said, Brian, I feel like it's gonna go forward with the lore and go forward with telling stories and stuff like this, and I'm really curious about what that's gonna be, because are they going to a new universe? Are they just going to a new place? There's all these things happening, and I'm kind of really curious to see what exactly is gonna happen. And yeah, I just they pull stuff from the bad guy, Morgan. She winds up being a Night Sister. Amazing. It works so well. It's here's a bunch of people that they're I don't know, they're not really religious. The thing that they grew up being, the Night Sisters, the Jedi, are all gone.
Yeah. They had ancient temples about the Night Sisters of Dathomir.
Yeah.
That's
but she's one of a few left. Ahsoka, is one of a few. They keep adding more, but one of a few left that survives of the Jedi. So it's really interesting that they're taking these characters that have these backgrounds of a dying breed of. So I really enjoyed that. Yeah. So here, D Stizzle said, solid premiere. I'm cautiously optimistic about the rest of the show. Understandable. So we're supposed to see younger Ahsoka too. Yeah. Probably during the flashback with
Anakin. You want to see
Anakin?
Yeah,
awesome. Did I hear Scroll? Wrong show. Wrong Disney Plus show. Or wrong Scroll, not Scroll. Scroll as
the scroll as it's scrolling through. Yeah. That one.
Diesel said Zeb and Jason what was that? Jason definitely wants to see Luke, but they might save him for later.
I think the highlight of this is going to be Ezra. And my question is, does Ezra and Thrawn come to our universe, or do all of us go to the beyond? Go there. Yeah.
Do it. Yeah.
So that's a huge. I have no idea, because there's we're gonna go here, and it's the beginning crumb to find out where they are. And if we go there and then now we can't get back, or only one of them can get back, how does that change? So I think that'll be interesting. But Balin is just such a cool character. I can't wait to see hear more about him.
Balin's so cool. His apprentice Shin.
Yes,
I didn't think, I'm like, oh, she's gonna be there. I wind up really liking her when she starts toying with Sabine. I'm like, oh, she is kind of cocky, arrogant. She's like, oh, you got a lightsaber? Oh, that's cool. Look what I got, and look what I can do. And she was just messing with her, So I really enjoyed that, the lightsaber fights, stuff like that.
It was very Anakin-like for Shin.
Yeah. Before we get into some of the bad stuff, I know last time we were talking about ages and stuff like that. And Star Wars Theory did a really good video breaking down the age according to the timelines and stuff like that. And he said that Balin would be about 22 at the time of him being in the Jedi Temple. The same time he was there, Anakin would have been 25. So they're really, really close in age, Baylan and Anakin. So that puts a little bit more into perspective, So they're about both somewhere between 55 to 60-ish in age range, which makes sense because he's a little bit older, grade up and stuff like that. So it looks like a badass. But yeah, just to put that in perspective of time wise. But yo, what's up? What's up, Brandon?
What up, B?
Hey, Bray.
Both
you
Baylan
enjoyed
and Shin
your
are.
birthday.
Oh yeah, man.
I hope you enjoyed that birthday, man. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome thing.
I said both Baylan and Shin are dope so far. Yeah, I can't wait for more of them.
How old did the Star Wars theory say Shin is?
It's hard to tell because there's no time frame with it, but he said she's about 20.
It's exactly what I said.
Exactly. Yeah, I think we were both like,
like, we both said, yeah.
I think in real life she's like 22 or something like that.
Yeah,
she's super young in real life. That actor. But yeah, I think he just said like she looked like she was. Like, yeah,
and that's why and she's the same age as Sabine. Basically, they're within 2 years of each other too.
Yeah, it should be. So, we're getting into like some predictions and theories after we get into the bad. Because there are some of that, and we'll do that. But Brandon, what's some of the things you didn't like about the show?
I'd say as much as I like it so far, narrative wise, it's a little it feels a little flimsy at times. It's kind of I think some of it kind of gets tedious the way they kind of like bounce around from character to character to situation. Sometimes that gets a little exhausting. I'd say just kind of like from a narrative standpoint, it could stand to have a little more, to be a little more centered and a little more focused. So hopefully that happens as they as the series progresses. Those are like my main two big things right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you, Brian?
I kind of don't like the fact that how do I say this? I feel like Ahsoka should know more about Sabine. You know what I'm saying? Like she should know her better, especially because how she grew up, as we saw her in Rebels, and we saw her how she was. She should understand Sabine better, and then why she accepted her at certain, to be an apprentice was never really expelled out. So some of that stuff is, which I'm sure they will do during the show, but I feel like Ahsoka should know better. Like she's becoming, as much as she says hasn't been a Jedi, she's being just like, she's falling to that same trope as a lot of the Jedis do, just at the beginning of this right now, which I'm sure it will change as we go along. I'm just saying that's something I did not like. I didn't care for at the beginning. Sabine doing the stupid stuff, that's what a kid does. So I mean, as much as it frustrates me, I understand it. I do, but it does frustrate me overall. But besides that, I mean, I thought it was done so very well. A beginning of a story has to like have, introduce these characters. You need to understand where they're coming from. So I had no problem with everything else they're doing. I don't have a whole lot of complaints. I mean, besides Sabine being annoying sometimes, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then even he says, I'm right there with him. There's my only negative is Sabine's Padawan angle. Felt very left field.
Like,
wow.
She already had lightsaber. She already had training. She's a Mandalorian. There's a lot of stuff.
Saber for for a little bit. I was like, what are we talking about? And that's probably my one. I have two really ones that kind of bother me, and that was kind of my biggest thing is not only the whole Sabine and Ahsoka are they're not training anymore. They're not really cool anymore. I'm like, wait, when did she even start doing that? Like, I feel like even though I watched Rebels love Rebels, and I just feel like I'm like there's something missing in between, and I'm supposed to be part of the audience that is like not missing anything because I saw Rebels, so it's like, like I get where some people are like, I never saw Rebels, I'm a little lost. I'm like, yeah, don't worry, you'll find it. But me, I'm like, wait a minute, like I did the homework and I'm still lost. What the hell, So them doing that off camera, like all of that, like becoming an apprentice, having some kind of falling out and not training
And
anymore, and
Ahsoka walking
hanging out
away from
anymore.
her.
Yeah, like it seemed, and especially that from Ahsoka, those two characters felt very different than their Rebels versions of them. Like Sabine,
Yeah.
she was awesome. I did enjoy her. Don't get me wrong, I did enjoy her in the show, but she felt very different than she did in Rebels. In Rebels, she was more of a badass, kind of a loner, but very still much like a badass. Like, don't worry, I got it, I can do it. Like didn't need anybody's help, kind of thing. And Ahsoka was more. She felt more of like a monk or something. You know what I mean? Very, like soft spoken, and didn't let her feelings get in the way, and was smart. And
Always in
told you
control.
tidbits of things. Yeah, very in control. And here it was just like every time we cut to Ahsoka, she's like saying something kind of bad and just like has her arms crossed and like just kind of like mad. It was like, like I get it why she's mad, but also she felt very different than she did in Rebels. And I was like, just so that was one. This Sabine and Ahsoka and kind of their that, and then also the dialogue. As I watch it again, I think that's Dave Filoni's problem right now. Is this isn't a cartoon? You can't have the same kind of dialogue in a cartoon that you have in live action. They need to be a little different, because one, you're dealing with a cartoon, so you're able to get away with a little bit more. Here you have actors with eyes and faces and body language and stuff like that. So like the dialogue needs to match what that person say. Also, don't get me wrong, it's more of a nitpick. It didn't pull me out of the show, but as watching it again, I was like, okay, it's a little weird, and I think he's trying to bridge it, and I think he's getting there, and hopefully by the end of the season, like I feel like he can get there. But it is something that a lot of those people that become animators and directors of animation to live action, that's a problem that they all kind of have. For the most part, they need to figure that out. It's like, oh, we're dealing with people that we can, just put on a paper. Now we're dealing with a person who's going to put their own thing into it. So it's a lot different. But those are my two.
Be back in 1 minute. I'm going to turn my AC on and get some more water.
Okay. So yeah, those are just some of my little nitpicks. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
still love this show. I thought it was great. I love the beginning, the first 2 episodes. Super, super fun. Had a lot of fun. I thought the fight scenes were great. A lot of people are kind of hating on the fight scenes. Like it didn't feel as tight, as a lot of people expected. I didn't feel like that. I thought it was good.
I mean, everything made sense though, because I mean,
yeah.
I mean, Sabine hasn't trained in years.
Yeah.
Ahsoka was very much still in control, and no one else was on her level. As far as lightsaber things, and that was cool. And then seeing the opposite doing their thing, I thought that was cool. And seeing that they said the master and apprentice, and having that mirror what's going on, I thought that was really cool too. So yeah.
I did have one question. When Brandon comes back, I want his opinion on it. So before I ask that comment, Diesel said, I'm in the minority, but I wasn't a big Sabine fan in Rebels. She's slightly annoying, high level RPG character, awesome at everything in my opinion. Kanan and Hera were my favorites. Zeb, Ezra were just okay. You probably, I don't know. I think you are in the minority with Sabine. I love Sabine, and she's also like from a very powerful, formerly powerful Mandalorian family, so that's got to have a sting to it. And then she was a badass when she was, becoming an emperor or an empire pilot or something like that. You know, so she was a badass, you know, and she's Mandalorian at the end of the day. Mandalorians are just badass. You know, they know how to fight, they know how to survive, they know how to do what needs to get done.
That's I really enjoyed though seeing her when she said she's gonna become a Jedi again. She didn't like put on a robe. She became who she put on her Mandalorian armor. And it was like, let's go. Because that's who she is.
I want to see the Sabine Mandalorian armor. Brightly colored, you know, tagged all up. You know, that's what
he has to become that though.
Yeah.
I think that this is all about her. I think this whole story is going to be about her becoming who she is, finding out who she is before we see Ezra again. She's finding herself. Yeah. That's what this is all going to be about.
Yeah. But I'll agree. Kanan and Hera were right off the bat awesome. I like Zeb. Zeb was kind of just a goofy character. We forgot to talk about Chopper. Chopper was in this episode. Chopper was awesome. That's exactly how I remember Chopper, and it's exactly what I wanted from Chopper. Like a little smart ass, witty, droid. Chopper was great. Ezra, for me, the first season, I wanted to slap that kid. he was super annoying. And I know we talked about it before, it's like he was super annoying. And then in the next season, he got a little bit better, kind of almost went evil, so he was kind of holding that line. And then by the end of this series, in that third or fourth season or whatever, he was great. I loved what he became. So it was a lot of fun. But yeah. Oh, you got a fan on?
Yeah, my AP.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hot down here.
Oh yeah, I bet. Mm-hmm. Still like 90 degrees outside. But all right, so you're back. So I'm gonna ask this question for you guys. One of the biggest kind of issues I had, and I don't know, maybe as a viewer than them as a character in that scenario, was when they go back to the planet and they're making all the spaceship stuffy things, and the dude tells her like, "Oh, most of these people and droids are from former Empire thing," and right away, I was like, "Oh, Mandalorian season 3, that whole episode when everyone we all hated, I gave it a chance, it didn't pay off, but I'm like, is it paying off now in a whole nother show? But it I mean, not really, but it did tell us like not every Empire person is on board with this new Republic kind of thing.
I feel like they're saying that a lot. They keep on saying the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. But to see like the entire place was all just like Empire loyalists, I was like, damn, really? It was like, and you're a general and you're like, oh, hey, these guys are doing a lot of extra work. Oh, and they're all former Empire? Oh, like no one put one and one together. That was just something that's a little goofy. I get maybe you want to trust them because like, oh yeah, they were forced to do it, but it's like, I don't know.
I hear that.
What do you guys think about that? Like that whole scene of like they were all still bad guys. How do you feel about that?
I get what you're saying. Yeah. I was kind of like all of them.
Right.
They
all got arrested.
Mm-hmm.
I think what you saw was, I think what they said, exactly what they said. All of them, it's not about them being good or bad. It's about them being greedy. And they got fat and happy when the Empire was in charge, right? And now that the New Republic's coming in, they no longer have the opportunity to have that money. So it's not about like they like the Empire or don't like the Empire. It's about the fact that they got fat and happy because the Empire was feeding them, and now this is an opportunity for them to get fed again.
That's interesting. I didn't even think about that.
So that's
not even about being loyal. It's about the money.
It's about the money. Yep, exactly. It has nothing to do with anything else. It's all about.
That makes sense. He even said that. He goes, we don't care. It's all about the money. He said it directly, and I didn't even think about it. That is interesting. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
And that's what happens with anyone when you have a change of power. They want everyone to go along with it. But the people that were good during the first power, they aren't happy because they're back down to the bottom of the totem pole.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they had all this money before, now they don't have anything. So it's like, okay, well, you know, how can I get back to up there? And this is an opportunity for me to be greedy and get back and have this great status and have more money. Then that's what I'm gonna do. Doesn't matter who it hurts, because I don't see any of that. To me, it's about me taking care of me.
Yeah, which is very real world.
Yeah.
You know, I guess it doesn't matter what universe or anything. Money is money. Greed. That is very interesting.
It's a reflection.
Yeah. But it also kind of goes hand in hand with like Ahsoka and Baylan. You know, it's like, you know, are they good? Are they bad? Or are they just kind of doing what's best for themselves, or what they think is, you know, where these guys, they're not really good or bad anymore. They're just greedy. You know, where like now you have Ahsoka and Baylan, which I believe are both like center kind of Force users, but Ahsoka's like leaning a little bit more towards the Jedi side or the light side, and Baylan's a little bit more toward the dark side. But they're still like somewhere in the center, you know. So
she's a little bit more trusting to the Jedi side, and he's a little bit less trusting. Like he's seen it, knows that doesn't, you know, it's not as what all
like he likes
goodness
the power
was.
More.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that's gonna be interesting because like everything's not black and white. There's a lot of gray in.
Yeah, there's a lot of gray area. Yeah, definitely agree in that regard.
Yeah,
I cannot wait to see when Ahsoka, you know, the flashbacks of Ahsoka seeing herself along with Anakin, and realizing that so much of herself, Sabine has so much of herself in her, and realizing how did Anakin deal with me doing these things, and instead, because she knows who Anakin became, but she also realized that he taught her all these things, and how that's going to help her balance all these things out with Sabine and become actually a good master. You know?
Yeah. Over here. Baylan feels like a dark Jedi. Exactly, like a dark Jedi. Yep. Or he's still a Jedi, but a little bit. I'm gonna go play over there a little bit. Yeah.
Still believe in all the Jedi lore, but you know.
Yeah, because like he does, like when he first gets on the new spacecraft, he didn't want to kill him. You know, he's like, hey, let me go do what I gotta do, man. And the guy's like, you know, starts calling him names and shit. And he's like, all right, well, I'm gonna kill you. You know, it's like, I gave you a chance. You didn't want to listen. So I'm gonna do what I gotta do. So even at the end where he was like, he goes, oh, it's a pity I have to kill a Jedi. There's few of them left. You know, it's like, huh? You know, so he's not like a cold blood killer. He's not a Darth Maul or kind of character, you know. He's definitely, you know, like more in the middle kind of thing. Still respects the tradition.
I can almost see he almost sees himself as a Jedi still.
Yeah.
He thinks that they lost their way, not that he lost his.
Kind of like in Insidious, like Sidious, but not Sidious.
Exactly.
Darth Tyrannus. What the heck's his name?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Who's Darth Tyrannus? I can't think of his name. He was in the cartoon.
You're the one you're talking about is
from episode 2.
Oh my god, what is his name?
What's his name?
Yeah, it's escaping me right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm having a brain fart.
I'm just tired right now. Chat, come on, guys. You guys got this. Come on.
But it's weird that I know the name that he hardly uses is Darth Tyrannus. You know, but yeah, Count Dooku.
Oh my god!
Thank you,
Dooku. Yes, thank you, Dooku. Oh my god!
I had a brain fart. I could not remember. Yeah, Dooku. You know, that's kind of how Dooku felt. Like he felt like, hey, you guys are in the wrong. You guys are doing some bad stuff, so I'm gonna go help the other guys out because I don't agree. But Dooku had his own plan, you know, that didn't work out.
Because I believe in balance. That's what it was.
Yeah. But and then so here's we get into some if you guys have any weird predictions or theories. So this is something that I heard and I really am digging in now. So Cleve said, I think Ahsoka knows that Inquisitor. So there is a theory that Inquisitor, whose name is like Morak or something like that, that is actually Ezra. That Ezra came back early because he knew Thrawn was coming back, and in order to keep everything secret, because it's like Ahsoka should have easily taken out that Inquisitor. Yeah. Pretty easy. You know what I mean? Granted, it's still a little hard. Don't get me wrong. They were trained, but she's done it before a few times. Quite a few times. She should have kind of done it. So I'm like, huh.
The only thing I'll say about that is that if it was Ezra, they will feel it. Oh, Baylan, Baylan and Ahsoka both would have felt it.
That's why I'm like, Ahsoka knows. It's like, what if Ahsoka knows that's Ezra and they're playing the double agent kind of thing?
But Baylan would have also felt it. He would have felt it too.
How would he have known that's Ezra, or he would have just known that's a Force user on my side?
This is a Force user. I feel the Force in this person.
That's what an Inquisitor is. An Inquisitor is a Jedi in training that never quite got to that level, but became an Inquisitor. So they are Force users.
Yeah, but he would feel the goodness around them, because you know when someone's using the good side of the Force and not and using the bad. You can tell. But you know what? But who am I to know? I don't know I don't know what's going to happen in episode 3 and 4. So no, maybe you're right.
Maybe like in Dragon Ball, they learn how to hide their power. Like, did Ezra learn that? Like, how to hide his aura or something like that?
Yeah, but why would he didn't allow them to get as far as they're going to get for Thrawn?
Maybe because he doesn't know. Maybe they split up somehow, and he needs to figure out where Thrawn is so he can finish his job. I don't know, but that would lead into a lot of conflict between the group, I think, too. I can see, but that also fits very much with Ezra. Ezra is like, I gotta do what I gotta do. That's what Kanan told me, kind of thing. And I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. Because he already did it once by, going away with the space whales. I don't know. It seems like Ezra would be okay with hurting their feelings because he knows it's for the greater good. Like that's.
I don't know if he could do it to Sabine. Not in her face.
Yeah. Well, the big thing is, if Sabine and him and that Inquisitor ever meet, then that'd be great. Because I'm pretty sure they're going to meet at some point. Then I want to know what happens. Like, if he holds back and doesn't kill her or doesn't stab her or something.
I mean, he couldn't.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he couldn't. So like, but Cliff said, I think Ezra learned new things in the galaxy. Yeah, exactly. She would have felt something. Yeah,
I think someone would have felt. No. I think because even with Baylan, he felt Ahsoka. He knew what was going on. He knew about this deceit. Like, he knew a lot of stuff. He felt all those things because he wasn't a youngling. When this stuff happens, as we said, if he was 22 when Anakin was 25, he was not a youngling. He was almost a full-fledged master by that time. So he knows more about the Force. He knows he's a full-fledged Jedi. So I feel like he would have felt if someone else was doing something like that behind the scenes.
Yeah. He's really strong. Like, he can see things, So yeah, he's really strong with the Force. I don't know. You guys got any theories or things you want to see? Maybe.
I think it's a little too early to say at this point.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm just rolling with it.
Yeah, going with it.
I would love to see Darksaber somehow come up in this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying. Yeah, I gotta look at the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe no, because the Darksaber is already with Mandalorian at this point, right?
I know. Yeah, it is. So at this point, right now, this is probably before season 3. So the Mandalorian, or this could be. This could be after season 3.
Could be. Yeah.
So if
it could be going on when season 3 is going on. Next thing you know, we hear a rumble, because that would make sense if like Sabine is like, hey, like people are trying to get their planet back, at the end of the season. I don't know, but it's around the same time, I think.
Yeah,
because this is already after she met Mandalorian twice at this point. Yeah, but she already knows who Luke is. Why wouldn't she get help from Luke? Or trying not to bother him. I don't know. There's some of those things that are my problem. Well, I think was their Star Killer, bro. Anakin's former Padawan versus Darth Vader's secret Padawan.
Dude, that would be pretty. But
awesome.
Would that be
Star
the
Killer
reason?
Yeah, there's so much to get into with Star Killer if they decide to do Star Killer. Part of me says yes, I want to see Star Killer, but part of me says no because that's a whole thing on its own. Because he's a super great character. So
I think we'll get that towards the, maybe season 2. I could see that happening. Like you see, she kills Balin, and then now Star Killer comes out of nowhere. It's like, she thinks she's the most powerful Jedi left, and then we find out maybe you're not. Maybe you're not the or Sith. You're not the most powerful out here, the best Force user out. There's someone else who had the same training as you.
Yeah,
that is something that has been annoying the hell out of me. We've been hearing that the Jedi are all but dead, but every time I turn around, there's a new Jedi.
Keep up. Yeah. So good, this and that. And then one last theory for me is I think Shin is the daughter. I know I said it in the live reaction. I think that's his daughter. If she's about 20, that would, and he's about 55. That would mean he was about 30, 35 when
that means he was 10 years after Order 66 or something like that.
Makes sense. Like if he just left because right before they turned on him, he's like, oh shit, what's gonna happen next, and took off, or I don't know, but obviously he escaped Order 66 somehow. So but obviously the way he is with the Force and about the Jedi, she has the Jedi braid, the Padawan braid.
Padawan braid,
yeah. So I'm kind of curious about that situation, and I'm really curious about her because she was just a badass. She didn't really talk much, but a little bit, the action spoke for itself. Yeah. So, anything else?
Right,
oh, yes. Someone saying that Barriss Offee, but that looks like a dude in the armor. Yeah. Don't want another Taskmaster. There you go. Yeah. I heard that too because I believe Barriss was the one that framed Ahsoka in the Clone Wars, and that's the reason why Ahsoka left. Yeah, but that it looks like a dude. It could be a chick. I don't know. But I mean, if it is, I'll be cool with that too. But yeah, that'd be interesting.
So tall. It was broad shoulders. You feel like it was a guy.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. But like you say, it could be a Taskmaster scenario. I don't know. It could be. But I wouldn't be fully against that if it makes sense. But we'll see what they do with that whole Inquisitor kind of thing. But cool, man. Anything else?
Say that's about it on my end.
Yeah,
just excited to see more prime time Ahsoka. So once again, Tuesday prime time, we're gonna get more Ahsoka. So I'm excited about that.
Oh yeah,
super excited. We got what, 6 more weeks? 7?
Yep.
6 more weeks.
Yes, 6 more weeks.
Yeah. So, October 3rd is the last episode, I believe. Yeah.
Yep.
October 3rd is the last episode. So, yeah, super excited. Can't wait. The Tuesday thing might have been just a one and done thing. I don't know if we're gonna do that every Tuesday, especially with the NFL season starting.
No, it's
not.
Yeah. but we'll definitely talk about it on Thursdays and do our kind of breakdown, because now it's just gonna be one episode and it looks like it's gonna be like 30-minute-ish episodes, which kind of sucks. But but yeah, we're gonna be here every Thursday talking about Ahsoka, until the season's over, and either being very happy or very sad in the upcoming weeks. We'll see.
I mean, 6 weeks left. I mean, this could be good.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it's the start of the new beginning for Star Wars. But cool. That's it from us for the Ahsoka premiere stuff. If anything we missed that you liked or disliked, leave a comment down below. If there's any theories you have on anything, leave a comment down below. I definitely love hearing theories and stuff like that.
Do you think this can save Star Wars and doesn't need to be saved? I would love to hear that.
Oh, Star Wars always. But so, yeah. But yeah, leave a comment down below. Let us know. So if you're watching a replay, thank you guys. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and you can join us live every Monday and Thursday. We talk movies and TV shows, news, reviews, and trailers. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that like button. If you're watching live, stick around. We're gonna finish things up for the night. All right, I got nothing else.
Yeah.
About it. I got 4 topics, so I'm good for the weekend.
Yeah, I think that was it on my end. Yeah.
I was pretty tired, so I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
That was like a 30-ish minute review. Which ain't bad.
Yeah. When we get to bed, like right when we're done.
Nice.
Did we have any trailers that came out that we did not see?
I don't think there's anything new, right?
You want to watch Rebel Moon again?
Is this real? The Frasier teaser from Paramount?
Yeah, the Frasier revival.
Right. Oh, the Percy Jackson trailer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Which I'm actually looking forward to.
Yeah, it actually looks really good. It actually looks good. That's really the big one. Yeah, I think that's a big one. But yeah, anybody watching live, you know what? Before I end, let me see who is live. But anybody watching live, go check out Zach Attacks. He just hit 600, so he's gonna do a cool Q&A kind of thing. And I think he's gonna go back and watch some of his old reviews and kind of roast himself. So go over there.
He should do a panel and let us roast him. Let's go. Let's go. Zach Attacks roast. I'm ready. I was born ready.
Yeah. That's funny. So yeah, shout out to Zach Attack. So make sure you go check him out. Who else was in the chat? Also, see for yourself. He just hit 400. He does awesome stuff over there too. Go check them both out. And whoever missed, Tony was in here. Appreciate it. Mama
Preston.
Bear, appreciate you coming in. Yeah, Preston, as always. We'll get you on the show soon, man. Either live or we'll record something offline. But we'll get you on the show.
I know he's got to go back to school and do some more stuff, so that's why I was.
Yeah, we'll figure something out maybe on the weekend. Oh man, I totally missed Interview. So you watched? I am sorry, dude. So I watched Strays and it was a pretty fine movie. Yeah, I like the content. It was very interesting. That's so check out Interview. He does really good, short, nice, precise reviews. They're fun to watch. But yeah. Anybody else? If I missed, appreciate Cleves in here. DeStizzo, Orgy coming in right at the end. Excited for Percy Jackson too. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Keep watching. I know, man. I completely forgot. I'm like in the beginning.
Oh my god! Because we were on Brandon to do it. Let's do this now. I'm ready.
All right, we'll do this. This will be a quick one. Yeah. All right. So keep watch burn. Shazam 2, The Flash, or Blue Beetle. Brandon, what order are you putting them in?
Keep Blue Beetle. Watch watch The Flash and burn Shazam 2, I'd say.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I almost reversed Flash and Shazam 2, but upon rewatch the other day of The Flash, there's a lot of fun to be had with it, even despite the whole like kind of Ezra Miller controversy. Yeah, but yeah, Blue Beetle definitely keep. My favorite one of the bunch.
Yeah.
Not to mention that costume was awesome.
It really was. I enjoyed it. Brian, what's your
word? I'm definitely going to keep him. I'm keeping the Blue Beetle. I am watching because I have to watch it over and over again. I'm gonna watch The Flash.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna burn Shazam 2 because you know what? Shazam 2 did not have great characters and the synergy wasn't really great. So I'm gonna go with yeah. I'm gonna burn the Shazam 2.
Yeah.
See. So I am going to keep Blue Beetle because, like you said, that was the best out of the bunch, and I just absolutely adored that movie. Loved it. I can't wait to get the Steel book. I was looking at it today, but I can't pre-order it. It's coming soon. So that's definitely a keep for me. I did like Shazam too, but Flash was probably a little bit better. I can probably watch Flash and burn Shazam too. Although I'm not on this strain of like hating Shazam.
I didn't hate Shazam either.
I didn't hate Shazam at all.
But I think I like the Flash more than except for the CGI. I just enjoyed the Flash a little bit more than Shazam.
Same. Yeah.
We got Preston right there.
Oh, we got So yeah, Preston says, keep Blue Beetle, watch Flash, and Sally burn Shazam. So just like us, BB is because BB is 1, Flash is 2, and Shazam is 4. Damn, so it's not even 3. You skipped it. Nice. And then Horgy said, keep Blue Beetle. I don't care about either. Man, see, that's the thing, man. I wish Blue Beetle would do a lot better in theater, man. Because
you know what's amazing,
people are
guys?
loving it.
You want to know who's gonna win this week?
Barbie
again. Barbie is winning again, guys. Unbelievable. I'm watching. Look at the box office stuff. Barbie is winning again.
It's getting an IMAX release now. Yep. Because now there's free IMAXs, so Barbie's going IMAX, so that means more money. Barbie's gonna take back that number 1 spot, which is crazy. But it is what it is. I hope Blue Beetle can at least have some legs and do something pretty good.
I think Blue Beetle will stop at 150, 160. I'm gonna go $160 million.
If he can get over 100, that's a win for me.
Yeah, I'd say
150. Worldwide, it's already at 50, so I think we'll get to 100.
What were you saying, Brandon?
No, I was just saying I'd say about 150 is where I'd cap it off.
Yeah.
We got here, Preston. It's been an honor. It has been, Preston. You better do great in school. You can stop by whenever you can. We'll message you and try to get you on here, man. So thank you for all this stuff.
Good luck, man.
Great. Yeah, it was school is rough.
I gotta say, school is important. Do good, and hopefully you do some of the stuff that you're doing. Get some classes and learn in school so you can learn some of the stuff that you already are good at. So I hope that you get the chance to do that, especially with film. Film is great.
Oh yes. Is that what he said he was gonna do?
No, I mean I'm hoping that he does because that was something I always wanted to do that I could never pull the trigger. I always wanted to do it, but I hope he does do that. So that'd be great.
Yeah. Cool. I really can't find a good channel to share to. I was gonna do the Burnett work, which is
he literally says this every week.
Well, I have him. He's there, but you have to accept redirects, and he hasn't accepted any redirects, so I can't redirect. He was the only one. Everyone else is doing like gambling, which I am definitely not supporting that. And
Preston says, "Hey Brian, stay with the war forever, forever." There's 2 wars. I will kind of forever for one, and then the other one will be Geralt Butler forever.
That's funny. All right. But cool. Appreciate everyone coming in, hanging out with us. Appreciate that.
Is it Brandon? Thanks God of War. Brandon, keep with the muscle shirts, man. Keep it folded.
keep folding. Keep folding.
Keep folding laundry.
Brian versus Liam. The death match.
All
right.
It wouldn't last.
Appreciate everyone. Yeah. Yeah, because Chris Hemsworth would come out of nowhere with a hammer.
I'm like, yeah, that's okay. I'll allow it for you. I'll accept it from you. Liam, you stay over there.
Go back in the corner. All right. All right, let's get out of here. It's midnight our time. So appreciate everyone. Thank you, Preston. We will definitely see you around. I know we will for sure. But appreciate you coming in and everyone else coming in, saying hi, hanging out with us. We will see you on Monday. We are talking Gran Turismo and some other stuff on Monday. So make sure you come and check us out then. But we are out here for the weekend. Appreciate all you guys, and we'll see you at the next show. Later.
Thanks, guys.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We out here.